CareFinder is a real estate company that focuses on property development within the Gambia. We pride ourselves with providing not just quality and durable houses, but also state-of-the-art designs tailored to our clients' tastes and expectations. Our unique experience and expertise is second to none in the industry. We are currently building and selling 3-bedroom bungalows at Sukuta Traffic Lights and Jabang. We're also building and selling 3-bedroom story buildings at Sukuta Paradise. Other sites are also in the pipeline. With CareFinder, payment options are available. With just 40% deposit, you can get your house started. For more information, contact us on 329-5188, 727-0049, 709-8418. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at CareFinder. With CareFinder, you are assured of a secure investment.
Nyatimbu ntemu APS leti. Ndemu APS leti. APS Gambia lemu APS ti. Katun APS is 100% Gambian.
Bari nyatimbu ete kufuri mbala kentala ni. Ke nyatimbu ntali taba futu wola. At least ya fonte ko APS min kullo balbiji. Imo fon fonya fon ka fonyo ko ibina do ibodo ko APS jam fane mo fana fonya nyatimbu. Yo min fo enta sija. Ntanga moyro ko APS wallet isa ko do kinu. Min tata fa wuli muang ime charge fenna wala nta sindi ja
ako natimbo nkoy ko kabo transito kata wala fa wuli muang ite fenne dola womu zero file bitun kabo wo 20,000 la ka sele sal ike tam ike charge mun fa abuka fensi 1% da malam ngati
wota yara gamen no be nyanta wala kana APS wala tele mobile ko ko do ki ibadi ngol
yaje ni APS kabrin nan credit ko to bari min kum mayata be wala fa mo kas pawat ni suto be during suto be dibinin abe tema biti ko sonda ila APS mobile lo sika ni asika to ya safe da men ko fen ko atondi nawek ha ni oto je nyamen do tachi ama ni ama do abanta ila kas power isa hawasima ajibe free joriti je
wata mbaden gameno albesito wulle fisiyata alna leta APS wallet yela lambaylo kon APS wallet nyaako doro barin koto nim fata do so kon to
dañu be fono le mol ñala jam nim fata do so kon mbafale
basiti je mbita ndo register jede kadu sa APS 100% namuti
APS 100%
APS
Gambia 100%.
di amaat kontante ak mbégte di leen dalalaat fii ci Kër Fatou studio si ak suñ beneen programme bu ñuy ooyee The Grand Bantaba di wax ñëpp ñu ñuy seetaan ak ñi nga xam ne dinañu seetaan su yàggee di leen wax juma mubarak di leen ñaanal ajuma bu sell di dalal ak jaajëfal ñi nga xam ne ñooñu dee jàppale ci programme bi nii saa yu nekk ñi nga xam ne ñoo tax programme bi ba tey mu ngee dem ajuma bu nekk ñu mun a ñëw toog fii nii waxtaana yéen li nga xam ne mooy yëngu-yëngu réew mi mooy jafe-jafe askan bi ak li nga xam ne moom la askan bi di mbébét ak li ñuy ñaxtu kon duñ def dara rek pour jaajëfal ñi nga xam ne ñooy CareFinder nag mu nekk business boo xam ne ay doomi Gambien ñoo ko moom xarañ ci lool farlu ci lool bugga li ñuy def te xam ko it CareFinder ñoom ci li ñuy def mooy yëngu ci ay jaayam jënda sampa ay kër képp ki nga xam ne yaa ngi ci biir Gambia bi fii nii wala nga nekk si diaspora bi fépp foo mun a nekk nga am soxla nit pour ne jënd kër o sampa kër o nga bëgg a jaay mun ngaa jokkoo ñoom dinañ la ci jàppale nekk nañ ñu jub ñoo xam ne seen yëpp dañ koy jaaral ci yoon seen yëpp dañ koy jaaral ci jub dinañ la sampal ba mu pare jox la sa caabi su dee it ay xaalis moo nekk sa jafe-jafe loolu yëpp tamit am nañ si ay pexe ni ñuy jëflante yow jokkalante yow ba nga xam ne di nga mun a am sa kër te doo ci sonn doo ci am ay jafe-jafe kon Kër Fayda jar nañoo jëflanteel Kër Fayda jar nañoo ut seen nombay dinañ ko def si screen bi ngeen jël nombay oo leen am nañ customer service agents yoo xam ne ñu teey ñu dal ñu seen xel màcc si liggéey bi dinañ leen mun a ansal seen ay laajte tontu leen te it mboolem loo leen bugg a it dinañ leen ci mun a dimbale kon di jaajëfal Kër Fayda ci jàppale bi ngeen ñuy jàppale ñaareel bi mooy APS Financial Services ñoom ci yëfi ay yónnee xaalis ay wécci xaalis la ñuy dox fépp boo mun a nekka si diaspora fépp boo mun a nekka àdduna wërngal nga soxla pour yónnee xaalis si bépp fànn nag soo jokkoo ak APS ñoom dinañ la si jàppale te pour yombal seen biir dañ am ay app yoo xam ne mun nga koo download si app yooyu noonu nga jël ko jokkalante ko ak sa ay banque da ngaa gis ne di nga mun a def sa transfert yaa ngi sa biir kër o yaa ngi sa biir office ak foo mun a nekka si jamono buñ toll nii nag suñ ne Gambia nawet li ñëpp di xalaat mooy nawetaan li ñëpp di xalaat mooy ndaw yi seen bugga bugga ak si li ñuy yëngu APS nag jóg rek ne leen dinaa leen ko yombalal ñu am app buñ génnee app boo xam ne pour jënd nawetaan ticket la képp koo xam ne yaa ngi bugg a dem football bugg a jënd nawetaan ticket jarul ngay gàddu sa xaalis ngay tawte muy tooy xaalis bi di réer loolu yëpp du la ci fekke APS na yombalal nañ leen ko sa mobile phone ngaa am rek boo downloadé app bi sooy dem seetaani football dangaa dem foofu noonu rek jënda sa ticket te soo jëndee ticket bi du ne yomba bi rek de dañ lay wàññil saa yoo jëndee ticket am na loo xam ne dinañ la ko wàññil ci njëgi ticket bi kon loolu neex na yomba na te it wàññi na jafe-jafe ci fànn boobu kon di jaajëfal APS rek di wax ñëpp ne dem leen ngeen download APS seen app bi ndax nga mun a jëflante ñoom ñoom it seen nombay mu ngi si screen bi te ku dem si Android wala naka lañ ko waxatee iPhone boo demee rek nga download seen app bi yomb na lool ni nga koy defee nga jëflante ñoom kon di leen jaajëfal niñ koy defee saa yu nekk rek dañuy jéem a dugal ñi nga xam ne moom laa bokkal plateforme bii nii suma càmmiñ yi ak den ñu dem si ges bi di ko njëkkee ci suma xarit xol bi caam di la dalal ci beneen ajuma ci beneen Grand Bantaba bàyyi la nga nuyoo ak ñi ñuy seetaan ak sa fan si
jërëjëf Ndeye maa ngi laa nuyu di la gërëm bu baax si sa taxawaay si nooy hosté programme bi foog naa ne lii moom ñëpp kontaane nooy handle programme bi di woon ne Grand Bantaba muy programme bu nga xam ne Gambie si yëpp ñu nekk si réew mi ak si diaspora bi ñu ko dee yàkkamti lu ñu si dee wax rek mooy lu yóbbu réew mi si kanam kenn ku nekk mën nga am sa gis-gis taxu tam ñu nekk ay noonu moo tax ku nekk da ngaa toog fii wax sa xalaatam nga foog ne lii suñ ko defee dina jubal réew mi si kanam dama ko dee wax always su ma toogee fii ne yàlla daf ñu jagleel rek ñu toog fii wala am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi si kër yi wala ñu ngi si Bantaba yi fu mu di nekk ñu gën a xam lu ñuy wax xëy na yàlla nu jagleel place bi ñu toog di waxtaan yàlla dimbali tam ñu ñaan ñu déggu tam ñu am yaakaar si ñun tam lu ñuy wax yow lu si ëppa daanaka mun naa ne dëgg la yëpp pour defar réew mi la kon kenn ku nekk foo mu nekk mun ngaa liggéey réew fekk sa nekkuloo si nguur bi wala yaa ngi si opposition bi o yaa ngi si nguur bi lu gën a am solo mooy lu yóbbu réew mi si kanam kon liggéey nuyu ñëpp ñu nekk si réew mi ak si diaspora bi di leen ak suma fan si ko nu ko nee waxee foog naa ne di leen gërëm bu baax tam ñun moom suñu liggéey mooy lu yóbbu réew mi si kanam Gambie leen gis réew mi ñu ba ko bokk ak fu waaye mënti nekk loo bëgg a gis mooy da nga bëgg a am réew mu nga xam ne dina am dal dina am yokkute mais meg son tam corruption nga xam ne mu am si réew mi tam ñu ko xeex ba gis ne àlli réew mi am na fu mu war a dugga lapitaan yi si yoon yi éducation bi agriculture yooyu war naa faa dugga ba gis ne war ne mën a amaat Gambie bu nga xam ne lu taxoon ñu xeex ne génne fi jàmmee boo tam mën a ñëwaat ba tey ñi nga gis ne loolu mu ngi gën a yokk si réew mi fii kon ñu doon xeex di wax nekk jàmmee gis nañ tam système boobu ngay continuer dara génnaakut so kon lu ma war a mooy ñun dañ toog fii pour dina xelal nguur bi xam ne dañoo def lii tam moo fi nekkal tam waaye Sonko foog naa am na ay weer Sonko Gambia toogul benn maanaam moom si benn plateforme tey moom ñoo nekk fi génn maanaam moom xam nga moom kii naka nu ma ko dee waxee révolutionnel la waaw moom mooy bàyyoo protest moom si benn waaw keroog gis naa ko mu ngi bii doon live de waaw moom suy nelaw si xaaji guddi sax nga ne koy génn na jóg dem si benn xam nga jabaram ak doomam bi naka la ngay def moom jabar dafa war a tëj bu bi jël caabi
nëba ko def caabi su ron jege naay bi xëy na loolu la war di def
waa ji tam suma oncle Bojang Ba xam nga man joolaa yi suma nijaay la
dégg
suma yaay joolaa la
dégg
su ma ko dee wax oncle di ko nuyu bu baax moom tam si taxawaayam tam si ñu gis neen taxawaayam foo ko mu tawoo si media dinañu wax xalaatam
dégg ndeysaan
yombut si jamono bu mu toll nii
dégg
di nga dégg lu bari di nga dégg baati gannaaw ne la saaga ne la xas waaye il faut nga dégg waaw
affaire bi gom-gom la
waaw bu ñaa nga
gom-gom la
waaw léegi dañ ko dégg
ndeysaan
suñu gan bi ma fa naa yaa ko yoo leen ko jagleel pour nga welcome
ahankay ci kanam tuuti ahankay jërëjëf Thiam Babel Demba Thiam suma xariti xol bi kon mbokk yi ma dalal Bayo Sonko Gambia.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Last week amoon nga ay tixa.
Yeah.
Talibo jow na la fi Talibo mu ne da nga media house léegi media personnel nga journalist nga Talibo moo la jow.
No, just now ko mu binda lool si groupe bi sax mu ne léegi mi amee media personnel. mu ne ko de waaw but you see moom tamit is a media personnel. I just know guys. dégg nga yónni
daf dem advance.
Oh dégg nga yónni China.
su bara di jóg rek
mu ne maa ngi dem advance team. So Talibo is right now in China, you know. So I think if we had to call somebody a media personnel, I think Talibo is the international media personnel. Because Talibo had the party and didn't go yo. They take him to go and do some basic training, capacity building in China. No, a big man, Talibo go. But I promise that I'm going to go smile. I'm going to buy some course for him. I can't go course on, so I can't go course on day. I go because I go MCK costly. Ako be course Sunday, course be course Juma Sunday.
Xam nga lan la gën ta mu indi course bi nga toon jël course bi may ko MC xam nga affaire bi du am affaire bi du am
no Talibo lu wax
Talibo moo am charge
no Talibo lu ma wax dama clair Talibo lu ma wax bu ne Talibo lu ma wax bu ne
be course bi ñëw
bu ne course bi bu ne pour man la bu ne dama jël course alors su ñëwee mën la ko jox bu dee MC su sasee nii rek ma sasee nii
man noonu la ba ñu ma indi course bi yow ni ko MC waxee rek MC du protest MC du xeex MC dóoru MC feyeku MC mun naa sol course
MC du protest
nga sol course nga simi course bi sànni ko nga pare di ko
waaw léegi wako su ma ñëwee muy seulement lifin tiagas lifin bi
tiagas boobu sànni ko
kay sama tiagas ma mo koy helmet bi waaw kayo no saya kaya ko sama no Talibo Talibo sa baye bo mo gin si baye waaw kayo so sa lefe ko ko lay no jacket bi la buga bi de house sen jacket bo do camera wala kayo so sama jena sa anyway guys thank you so much go MC Aho Yame I mean we long time mantara lu jang nata mo flow be Jande Buma Betamo, we did some recordings. So almost, I think a month we did not appear here, So MC Vanna is back, I am back, Abla is back, Nena is back. And today also, be very interesting show. Although, actually, I don't, before my life canal because I'm not feeling very well, because if I'll say not comfortable, but Bangu call him, anytime we are called, we always want to come and speak our mind. So now before now, we'll have a very good discussion about the country. We thank our sponsors, buba men fana ya lon ko je programme ñu alata ko la atele natale ya commence bil na mon trajo kan be duala be dawdran ni alwala so kayro la je al programme men fana ya lon ko initiate be duala alwala barako kan programme du dorom and we are calling on more sponsors kaje ko we are getting into the election year so na la ñu platform ñu otomola aka kandi wage because we are going to invite almost all political party leaders here near Kachakodi, right? So it will be important for sponsors to invite to Purisina and you know, Kanji program with our support. So until then,
thank you
very special guest today.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Mujamba. Yes. Everybody's uncle. Di la dalal si programme bi rek bàyyi la nga nuyu ak seetaankat yi.
Yes, thanks, and always a pleasure to be on the show. Thank you, MC, my sis, and of course Rifo, and of course Buba, Talibo, and everybody, top to bottom, Fatu. And it's always a pleasure to be on the show, sis. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Bojang. Thank you. And Jajef, it's always also a pleasure to have you on the show. Nima koy waxe rek Kër Fayda mooy one of our sponsors and APS di ñaax ñëpp rek ñu jëflante ñoom seet seen mbir seet nu ñuy jokkalante ñoom rek parce que ku leen dooleel ñun ngay dooleel parce que ñoom ñoo nekk di dooleel programme bi also di leen remind ne rek stars yi mu ngi on the Kër Fatou sooy seetaan especially si Facebook bi you know benn star rek boo ko cliquer rek at every time ngay seetaan rek loolu dafa gën a dooleel show bii nii daf ñoo gën a jàppale pour gën ñoo dimbale nga xam ne dinañ mun a ñëw every Friday pour indi leen show bii nii without fail and uninterrupted léegi duñ def dara rek mooy ki nga xam ne mooy suñ gan bi tey Boubacar Fo Ñaame atoma Mabo Gambia la kuoto atoma Mabo yana sanga banku doko la you know banku doko kuoto yana san pour banko yeta ñaato pour banko ye sahaya
banko la beteya ku
banko ye beteya Boubacar kana fo baro ye faramansaya
ana ko banko e beteya ay banko kana tinya
anything that has to do with Gambia and Gambia's progress, Gambia's development, accountability, transparency, he is always in the forefront, you know, and he just does it with his heart and without fear or favor, without ill will, without color, without age. It doesn't matter who is involved. As long as you are a human being, you are Gambian, you know, he's interested and he will do his best. So doing that direct for Uncle Madi, again, Madi Jobarteh from the Edward Francis Small Rights and Justice, right? Center for Rights and Justice, exactly. Dila Ladrek to say welcome once again. This is your home. And want to also thank you for always answering to our call. No matter how tight it is, no matter how difficult it is, you always want to come and talk to the people. It's not us calling you, but you always know that it's to sit here and talk to the populace, to talk to the citizenry. So we say thank you very much. And di la ñaanal yàlla rek may la wér ak wérle bàyyi la fi yow sa dunda am na njëriñ moos Madi Jobarteh.
Amin.
Waaw mën nga nuyoo askan bi.
Waaw kontaan na nekk si programme bi waat. Gis ñëpp, you know. This show be once again. So ñu sentu rek si waxtaan bu neex.
Kay.
Waxtaani réew.
Dëgg
yóbbu réew kanam.
Dëgg.
Xam na suñu réew mu ngi si tolof.
Dëgg.
Waaw. Suñu réew mu ngi si lu tubaab di wax crossroads. Waaw. Man dama jëloon ne 2017 mooy woon crossroads. waaye mu ngi mel ni yaa nga neen si crossroads si daal. Yes, suma expectation woon mooy ne 2017 the promise buñ duwee 2017. based on coalition bi boo xam ne Barrow moo ko jiitee woon. manifestom document bu set la. mu ngi wax luy problème réew mi. ne suñ fundamental problem mooy self perpetuation in power. xam nga ku seet suñ problème
at the heart of it loolu la and because of loolu problème yi ñoo wax yëpp daa fa ñu sax ba law xam nga because at the end of the day système bi dafa tax benn nit mu nekk si njiit xam nga nekk foofu noonu for so long and loolu su xewoo rek I mean corruption bu ñoo wax the waste abuse inefficiency bi incompetence and the impunity is all because system bi amul any internal mechanism for renewal waaw so gars yi wax nañ ci loolu si anam bu set in the manifesto ak MOU am bullet points action points lu ñu war a wécc te loolu ko seet system change la gars yi wax parce que lu ñu wax yëpp mu ngi wax mbiri constitutional legal and institutional reforms foo dégga loolu rek is system change because system bi is constitution is foundation constitution mooy foundation so anytime you hear about a constitution a new constitution you are talking about the system xam nga so the expectation was 2017 yoon boobu la ñoo jël 9 years down the line it's like ñu ngi reverse going back to 2016 and further down ba 1994
loolu daw na yaram di ma 2016 ak fi ñu nekkoon liñ jànkuwanteel yëpp ñu war a toog 2025 di am feeling ne ñu ngi 2016
dafa doy waar
waaye dinañ gën a dugg si waxtaan bi
waaw di nuyu rek the usual audience xam nga maybe mbiri réew mi fu ma tollu maa ngi yaakamte pour wax si mbiri gars yi waaye maa ngi nuyu ñëpp
dinañ understand
mbe bari be lam kontona damer laal jibir laal ka banko be alhaalo mento banko dum be wuli banko kanta na banko tanka so bari mbal tentura mbal jayil atel melen nati jambi
baraka bake Madi ite fana mbe tentula mbe jayla kontanta bake fo kontano ni sewo legi bala ñu duga ci biir programme bi you know we have a guest panelist today and yéen ñëpp mi seetaan
no not a guest panelist there
nekkut guest panelist la
nekkut guest panelist fii it's not a guest panelist
yéen ñëpp mi seetaan kanamam nekkoon na loo leen miinoon si plateforme bii nii right ñu nit ñi bugga ko lool di ko bugg a gis di ko bugg a dégga waaye ñu jékkee-jékki rek mu am ñu ko xoxotal mu daw man dama foogoon ne lim dee toog fii nii di wax ak làmmiñ bu rëy am na fit
Palaaso moo ko dawal Palaaso moo ko dawal
bayo teeyal
Palaaso lañ wax loolu rek dafa daw amaka lu di jàng abootale Palaaso wala bor
nga wax ko
alal ma moo wax ko mate Fafa la wax ma ne Palaaso
déedéet
wala
go
léegi tey dafa ñëw
ñu wax dëgg rek dafa daw Palaaso moo ko dawal kii mu bàyyi fii kii mu bàyyi suñu plateforme dégul kii mu bàyyi suñu plateforme mu dem xee ak kii nii ak kii nii paa boobu suma paa bi suma paa bi dafa bàyyi show bi fii mu dem port mu dem xee ak Lambala Saw moom xamul la kooku suma papa la
so yow danga ko mere nii ko
dama ko mere loolu
so léegi su
kooku waa bëri bu am loolu
after show bi
waaw
you take up that
after show I take up
here
that
I don't have a beef in that
no okay no problem after show me I deal with him
but anyways ñu bàyyi rek dalal Fafa Sagnang
waaji
koo xam ne namoon nañ la si programme bi te xam naa ne seetaankat yi ñi ñuy faral di seetaan ñi ñuy faral di toppa nama nañ la ci programme bi ñu bàyyi la nga nuyoo rek ite ni juber laal ñëw kontaan
inshallah nene bafle fane a baraka bake jadinde jibe laal konto na folo senna lun tamba konto mo famala koto keti Madi Jobarteh and my brother too ato fela boton Bojang afana balana ba bala sam kala konto waji
do ko ma fa ko ba bedara do
alhamdulillah konto na
talbo de talbo be yera palaso taja Talbo konto.
E me famandi na jiki mo jama boda kala male. Bizio kenyalem.
Bizinte.
E bala jibe leal be ala nako sinfo mo MC mo famato morno la wala. E be olone. E bango be nyamem fana e be olone. Ba be ala nako I was representing NPP. Atabu UDP nyimu GDC. Nyindo saunda UDP kera kilinde wala sabi be buga na njo. Ba sabi be keri. Muna be sija because killing na kana ne. No just say. Even funny like. Okay, I want to know that.
Okay, let me make it clear. Let me make it clear.
Okay.
You know, when I contacted you because Talibo has traveled,
Yes.
so that you can come and step in for Talibo.
Yes.
But he was sick for the past days,
Okay.
so he wasn't going to come. He has already announced that he won't come.
Thank you.
Right? So because he won't come, I asked M3 to come.
Thank
you. know. Then last minute, he felt like he's well. He wanted to come out. He come, but MC was already here.
I even confirmed today around
so
3
there
o'clock.
is nothing special.
Okay.
This is the circumstances surrounding.
No, I think you clear that to the viewers.
What you want
because always is always siding with them. Then other guy you have to be neutral today.
I am.
No, of course. I want you to
I
be
just
neutral.
explained to you the
Okay,
circumstances.
I understand
Anything
that.
else, I am not aware.
So now you get that, huh?
Yes.
You get that?
Yes.
You get it, huh?
Many are alabula di programo abedi ala back. Na ko be diaru back. Kali nyim be bu ka bay, nyim be bam.
As a koi.
Mo na biro te ken wala kilim. Ani tada na suwol kono na biro te ken wala kilim. Ni mo la karanyale fanan jibi.
Komenko iten ni koto ma al ko
na biro
ma
manke kilim. Daga mira nyama na daga mira nyama is different. Madi bole nyam. Madi ke mira nyame, ala sana nyol ke mira nyame is different. Someone del miro te ken wala kilim. So ni ko be mo la miro be ke kilim ke fana batat. So même kumaya be bankole interest.
hankay
ñoo jël rom bébé da ha
hankay
on na jiber la mbal tentu la wala mbal jeyla sa no soko
abaraka baki abaraka
fara ñoo ngana ñoo man please yale bi do lu dambal ñun lolu som day da bon ni la ko
ani de
e bu so tilu wala
bangu ko len sijande bangu ko len sijande
no len sija
ila ko bangu be diari mba fo le sa mba fo le me keri
man fa bangu man
sa kana ku
we need to get into the show you guys are taking a lot of the time I'm going to give you a disclaimer when I say you need to drop it, you need to drop it.
Your program of on start ko malam na fam agenda on the table
ani de mo fo
Anyway, Uncle Madi, we're going to start with the current happenings that have, occurred during this past week, right? Li xew yëpp ñun ñëpp umput ñu gis nañ ko mu doon lu daw yaram ci ñeena mu doon loo xam ne jaaxale la ci ñeena mu doon ñoo xam ne frustration la anger mixed feelings towards across the board but then ñu gis President Barrow mu ne dafa appoint naka lañ ko waxatee the AG Accountant General.
No, Auditor General.
Auditor General, sorry, I take it. Auditor General, because ñoom ñëpp ay AG lañ. Auditor General bi daf ko promote ñoom niñ ko waxee ñu dañ ko promote from Auditor General to Minister of Trade. Because Minister of Trade bi génnee nañ ko ñu def ko feneen. And then Defense, then AG bi ñu ut keneen kuñ fa dugal. Waaye wax bi mu am ñaari boor moom it mu génna ne moom liggéey boobu noonu bëggut ko fam nekk mu ko gënal waaye ñu gis also State House seen porte-parole bi génna na ne kooku noonu dafa nangu ba pare mu ñëw mu wecci xelam which again I see no crime in that mun ngaa nangu nga dem di gis ne déedéet nga bàyyi waaye moom si boppam mu génnaat ne man musuma am nangutoo ak ñoom dañ ma jox lettre seetuma ko ma dem ma seet ko bi ma gisee li fa nekk ma gis ne doonut lu ma mun ma bindaleen ci beneen fan bi ci tegu yónnee leen ne ko lii du lu ma bugga mu indi wax bu bari gi you understand moo ndee mu dem liggéey ji ñu gis li fa xew la fa xew yónnee nañ police yi ñu ñëw in a very distasteful way génnee ko foofu noonu ci génnee boobu noonu mu am ay ndaw yi nga xam ne wane nañ seen mer ci loolu ñu jàppaleen tëj leen gis na si fan yële ne lee yóbbu nañ leen court ba pare ñu ne béel nañ leen foofu noonu ma bëggoon rek even though bind nga ci nga jox ñu rek a quick rundown sa gis-gis si loolu noonu ak jubluwaay li ñoo gis nii lan mooy jubluwaay fan nga foog ne la ñuy yóbbu su dee ne aaruñ ko iiruñ ko waxuñ ci ñu make sure ne lu mel ni amatu fi.
ok jërëjëf so one nit mun naa wax ci mbiri loi and then issue be the significance of it.
Right.
Naka la amee solo. So in terms of law, belegi ma try to understand State House as an institution. Because State House dafa war a nekk the most informed institution in this country. That I'm the most qualified personnel, because that's where xam nga life bakkani dëkk bi foofu la nekk everything about the country, that is where it is.
Right.
So therefore pour State House jóg, that is the president, appoint a sitting auditor general ne daf ko yóbbu feneen te loi yang fa, constitution bang fa, the National Audit Office Act bang fa, so either which would be strange ne da nga xamul lu nekk ci constitution bi ak National Audit Office, or da nga teeteelu da nga am another reason pour move waaji xam nga either way loolu is a big problem loo xam ne pour doomi réew mi dañ war a toog xalaataat loolu bu baax a baax because of the severity xam nga of this action. So Auditor General is protected and is one of the most protected public offices, and I'll come to that significance of the Auditor General.
Right.
So luñ def nii, it is very obvious because constitution being the Auditor General is not under the direction of anybody or any person. Jox na ko a tenure in the NOA Act 9 years. Joxe na reasons naka la Auditor General di mun a génn place am. And when you look at it, until now, none of those reasons apply na. So therefore, amul benn justification pour président bi war a appoint ne redeployment or promotion of the Auditor General loo xam ne dafa nekk wax boo xam ne waruta jegeen sa Auditor General. When it comes to Auditor General, the vocabulary xam nga of promotion or redeployment does not apply to the Auditor General. So that word promotion or redeployment to the National Audit Office, then you must be seriously misinformed, or you want to have in the problem. So that the government spokesman or the Minister of Information, Mr. Cisse, Dr. Cisse, lolu wahi neen la. Because the point is, even if the Auditor General accept the appointment is still unlawful. Wow. It is still unlawful. All right. Except where the Auditor General may submit a resignation letter to the president, because one of the ways to that office to be vacant, nga resign. Ben job to deny anybody nga resign. Wow. Why nene rek daf ko accept in itself is still on the action of the president is still unlawful, because yang ko remove, and the key word is removing from that office. So and it is very obvious what Madi said, the Auditor General Lungwa. I think that makes sense more than Dr. Cisse. Wow, because any public official, any citizen, even you and me, you joke fini, you all are from State House. The president of Labuga gets ngadem foof. Ngen agree mune Friday nene nga ñëw lekka si mbaxal bi because dégg naa gaay Friday mbaxal bang fa all right
neex na de
aha
the Friday mbaxal
ba ngeen joxeente loxo and you agree all right I doubt di nga dem back nga dem issue a public statement to say you reject this I mean State House or the President's office is not that simple office for somebody to do that, particularly a certain public official like an Auditor General. So when you look at it critically, technically, does it make sense the Auditor General be in State House, talk with the President fast, agree, hug each other, shake hands, and then go back to his office and then only issue a public statement? So that doesn't make sense. So the fact is, the Auditor General they must have given him a letter, which is okay. They must have appointed him, but they never respond direct to the jail. Why accepted any position?
Right.
But as I said, even if he did, it is just unlawful. It's unconstitutional. So that when you look at that, because then your next halad, okay, why of all the people in this country, even if the Auditor General more invent the idea of trade, why would you go for the Auditor General to make Minister of Trade? Why can't you look around? Really? What is so special in him? What value would he bring that is so special, so important? Then Gawar ko gene fale. Lulu is something that people can interrogate to find out why. Why it goes therefore to Hamga, this position of Auditor General. Is in there are few positions in our country. Nyonyo are the guardians of the Gambia. And Nyonyo, they don't include the president, they don't include parliament. One can say the organs of the state is, the parliament, the legislature, and the executive and the judiciary. But between these three organs, there are few positions. And indeed, a lot of other positions are there. But these few positions are the real guardians.
You mind mentioning?
Yeah. So one is the Chief Justice.
Right.
Two is the Director of Public Prosecution. 3 is the Ombudsman. Wow. And 4 is the Auditor General.
Right.
And if I can add anyone, I would say the Chair of the National Human Rights Commission.
Okay.
But you will see all the other orders. And if you compare them with the Auditor General, there's a big difference. So the Chief Justice, the Ombudsman, the DPP, or the Chair of the National Human Rights Commission, nyonyo are there to protect our civil liberties. Of course, they deal with other things, abuse, corruption, sir, and things like that. But they are there primarily to protect our freedoms, our rights and freedoms as citizens of this country. And they are at the heart of the peace and stability of this country, because sunye rule of law, sunye courts, for example, or the ombudsman, is the you don't take law into your own hands. Grievance, you go to them, report to them, and they look at the case. So that at the end of the day, you a civilized society, so that it is not the survival of the fittest. Now, you guarantee lulu, these three, Chief Justice, the DPP, the Ombudsman, and the Human Rights Commission.
And
no, mine is it's a different matter.
It's a different matter,
so these are the institutions, and there are others we can even add them there, which are all related to protecting our rights, our civil liberties in this country. But on the other hand, you have the Auditor General standing aside. So Auditor General, for me, apart from the President, is the most important critical position, because the Auditor General is the guardian of public wealth. Is the guardian of public wealth, and if you understand public wealth, the purpose of public wealth, the management of public wealth, the use of public wealth, is the reason you get electricity, for example. Development, why it comes out of that public wealth, our public resources. Is the executive and the judiciary, the legislature, you decide our budget, soon they pass. You distribute to public institutions, you manage, through which they give us goods and services. Now, the person who sits to make sure this public wealth ñu ko use in the best interest of Gambians. ñu ko use si anam boo xam ne is according to the law, not just according to the law, but muy produce the results that the resources are intended for, is the Auditor General. So the Auditor General, if you look at it in other words, more the sanitizer of the Gambia. So, and the difference between, say, the Auditor General and Chief Justice, because Chief Justice, and here we say the whole courts, they work because you bring a case to them. Ombudsman, because you bring a case to them. All right? NHRC, because you bring a case to them. They work on it. Now, Auditor General doesn't wait for cases to come to them. Constitution back on that law to routinely. Besboneka, this said, soon halis, soon alal, nakala mo, nakala ko use, ninyo jefando action alal. Public, the public is, what are they receiving? Whether it's taxes, loans, and grants, how are they storing it? All right, nakala ko denche, nakala ko gene, nakala ko dépassé. And suñ ko dépassé ne yoon lañ sampa o l'hôpital lañ taxaw ndax l'hôpital boobu sax mu ngi perform the reason lu tax ñu sampa ko ndax yoon boobu quality road la dañoo am audit boo xam ne ñu ne performance audit not just financial audit the way you manage it. So when you look at it, therefore, the Auditor General, if anybody should be protected, it should be the Auditor General. So the idea next need dina joke gain that Auditor General plasm is worrying, is scary. All citizens should right now be so agitated. Why in the first place President be to the extent of doing that? And then you go to the other level, the idea of deploying police officers to invade the National Audit Office. Lolo is to compromise. That compromises the integrity, the credibility, the independence. And therefore, everything within that, because that office is sensitive. Then there are these audits right now. There are audits you and I don't know yet. Processes and there is no public institution beyond the scrutiny of the National Audit Office. Do judiciary, do parliament, do president's office, do central bank, do GRTS, do NAWEC, do Ministry of Education. Nowhere, nobody is, because all these institutions, you may receive public money. Right. And that public money is for your Agman and all Gambians, soon tay action elect, to give us opportunity, to give us development. So the importance of this body, therefore, to guard that public wealth, to make sure public institutions, officials, you may apply, perform their functions using that wealth in the proper way. Lulu is about our life. Right. So to undermine that, for me, it tantamounts to a coup d'etat. Wow. Yeah, it tantamounts to, it's a treasonous act.
Is that serious?
Yeah, that is how serious it is. Yes, look at it. They give him 1 term, 9 years stretch. Now, Luluchahan.
Yeah, I don't think there is any other position that that has a term limit that has that long duration, like a 9 year.
Except you get to that point, then you have a lifetime until your retirement.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. A position that has a term.
Yeah, but this has a term, 9 years. No other person has that in that format. So people therefore, and maybe that is why people are not bothered. Yeah. They didn't go to the National Audit Office to defend the Auditor General, because people comprehend the nature, the function, the value, the meaning of the Auditor General.
They're still trying to grasp, wrap it around their head. It still hasn't made sense, per se, right?
People are like, I guess maybe for many other people, for the first time, you get the word Auditor General or Final Office Bineka. But that is one of the most, if not the most important national offices. Wow, because you can say the President, State House, National Assembly, and all of those things. But the Audit Office goes further than even the National Assembly or the Office of the President. Wow. Because ñom mëna dem inside the judiciary ñu investigate leen. President bi du mëna def lolu because that's separation of powers. Wow. ñom mëna dem ci biir National Assembly ñu investigate naka la ñoo doxalee things. You remember IEC of the Boom Guinea. IEC they have this immunity. They tell us that it's interference. Of course, lulu why nela rek. Why National Audit Office do NIA, do National Army, do Ben Security Agency, do Ben institution of any kind. As long as public money goes to you,
goes in there.
Then I'm right. Put them said no users in public money. So public National Audit Office. Never am solo bo hamne sawai. I mean, you can't overemphasize its importance for our lives, for our country, because at the end of the day, you have accountability, and go understand the meaning of accountability. You know, ultimately, lu wone ne ndax ñu ngi dem ci kanam o ñu ngi ci benn place o ñu ngi delu gannaaw accountability. Waaw luy wone ne ndax development mu ngi am o nekkul di am accountability la. Right. So accountability may determine whether human rights are protected or they are violated. May determine whether services are delivered and development is being obtained or poverty is increasing. So could how see benchum accountability? Who is the savior of society. That is how important this thing
is the savior of society. Dina dellusiwaat yow ba tey Madi li nga fi leeral yi nga fi joxe ak kàddu yi nga fi jox am na solo lool te foog naa ne ñiy déglu it dina jàngal nañ ci loo xam ne xëy na bu doon xamuñ ko woon dinañ ko xam te dina indi also spark this thing in them to understand importance bi ci nekk ñu xam ne ñëpp ñoo ci am wàlla te ñëpp a ci jóg pour aar ko parce que aar ko mooy ne aar ñu parce que suñ ne aar askan bi mooy aar comme askan bi waaye before ñuy move further bi nga mention yi fii dem na State House jël na letter bi nangu naa nanguwut bugga naa bugguma wax na li waxut li nii diggante moom letter yim génnee and of course the government spokesperson right the information minister moom it lu mu génn wax ma bëggoon a ñëw quickly yow ci MC naka nga gisee ñaar yooyu noonu because again the personality and the character of the person coming to give information to say this is what and then the National Audit Office Auditor General bi moom it mu génn ne lii yow xam ñaari gis seen liggéey ak seen taxawaay ci dëkk bi boo gisee ñaari ku ne kii ne lii yow lan ban boor ngaa gën a liin knowing ku ci nekk sa jikko sa caractère sa liggéey sa taxawaay yow fan ngaa gën a wéeru
waaw xam nga jërëjëf Néné di nuyu itam suñu gan bi maa de nekkul gan si kër bi fii
këram la fu mu ne nii
waaw
dafa bokkaat
waaw dafa bokkaat di ko nuyu bu baax ñu itam ñi ngay jàng si moom di roy si moom si yu bari foog naa ne man dama gëm ne nit ki soo ko war a jox place mu nekk ministre dafa am fu mu war a jaar mooy due process da nga ko war a oo jox ko leeta mu bina jox ko date or time la su nekkee ne accept na appointment bi mu respond in written not about ne waaw jox na la ministre rek ne waaw nangu naa di yooyu nanguwuma wala ba tey government amul fenn fu nga xam ne man dama fa am na jamono xam ne suñu la appoint ministre sax den laa jox leeta ne la appoint ne ministre poste bi yow da ngaa toog nga riit go over ko ne waaw man de rek mënuma jël position bi nga reply back bon luñ fi dégg rek mooy oo nañ ko wax nañ ko mu ne waaw fa rek soo xoolee Ismaila Ceesay record am si information si mislead information dafa bari waaw foog naa moom lu mu wax si lu mu ëppal lu ma daf koo wax ñu génne lu mu wax amut dafa bari si moom normally nekkul di help government bi because soo tooloo xam nga ni soo tooloo feena si place nga wax ñi ne xëy kan moo du sanga moo wax ku ko waxam jël du sa doom Ismaila foofu la toolu ak Gambien si war a jox information because lu mu wax xale bu ndaw sax xam ne loolu amut because nit ki soo ko ku mel ni Ceesay man xaw ma ko de bu mu jëlee liggéey bi ñu gis neen bala mu ko doon jël sax ku fa nekkoon ñëpp ñu ngi ko doon praise ne kooku ku fa nekkoon balaa Ceesay di ñëw waaw so wala Ceesay ñëw tam gis nañ tam mu ngi def liggéey bu nga xam ne ñu bari yoko si gamen ci nangu ni liggéeyam bo mu ko jaarale si yoon mu ngi joxe report yu baax wéra government ñu ko implement ko dafa dess si Gambien si bo dama gëm ne réew li nekkul comme affaire club affaire réew la so wara jox ni ki liggéey pare yow comme ni ko Madi expliqué président Barrow foog naa ne dafa war a xoolaat advice am mun loo am duri advice an yaa ngi am ministre of justice dem na la benn yoon mun na la ñaari yoon soo xoolee keesi Yakumba Jeete bi tam nii la woon xoole bu Yakumba Jeete the same thing la soo ko daaxee mun loo koo daaxa ne ko yow yaay président bi am nga doole daaxa ko la ne koo nominé mun koo daaxa ñu dem si court bi win ko so the same thing yaa ngi am ministre of justice mooy sa mooy legally moom moo la war a advice si mbiri loi so bala ngaa def any decision war ngaa mën toogaa ministre of justice nga ne ko man lii laa bëgg a def xam nga dafa am wée sax soo ko am mun ngaa jël wée mu xam ne noo koo génne mun nga toba ju process sax nga génne ko fekk kenn sax coow du bari kon lu gën a ñaaw tam xam nga jël ay police ay PI officer dem ba si office am koo xam ne mu ngi saaf dëkk bi yaaxul ëllëg dëkk bi defu dara di ko bëgg a discret si kanami staffam yi ñoo xam ne ñu ay staffam leen ñu ko jox cër so nawlem leen so loolu dafa nekk lu nga xam ne xam nga ma ngi répéter ne li comme li xewoon KMC moo nekk di xewaatam so peut être dafa am lu gàmmen si wax ne warta amaat ñu ne never again ne lu xewoon si nguuri Jammeh warta xewaat moo tax ñëpp jóg taxaw gis ne vote nañ Jammeh out gàmmen si fa jóg weda yaa ngi ci diaspora bi yaa ngi sa kër génn loo ku nekk am na rôle boo play 2016 pour gis na Jammeh dem na kon yii moo doon xew doole yi moo doon am jaay doole yi def la neex doo toppa loi doo toppa condition peut-être personne boo dafa jël condition bi dafa waat te alxuraan bi waat dafa defendi condition lu mu def daf koo jaar la si loi yi réew mi so foog naa tey soo demee ba nga xam ne yow yaa ngi wër ñu la wër yëpp lu laa wax rek mooy mbiri politique yaay président bi yaay Mansa yaay borom doole bi yaa amee lii yaa jëmee ko doon def man mun nga koo def soo nekkee président ñu la dee wër ñu ba loolu dee wax ne lii ku fi nekkoon da doon def lii ak lii la kooku mu ko doon jaarale si loi bi déedéet waaye tey lu xew si dafa nekk lu nga xam ne ñëpp ko war a ñaawlu waaw weda yaa ngi si ruling party bi o yaa ngi si opposition bi ñëpp dañ war a ñaawlu nga xam ne nguuri président Barrow mu ngi koo def peut-être loi dañ ko war a toppa yow nga xam ne yaa nekk si kaw su nekkee yaa ngi yaaxal loi kon ñu nekk si suuf tey mën nañ yaaxal loi bi waaye tey ministre of justice moom moo Dawda Jallow dafa war a xam ne adabi dee nu mu yaaga dañ génn si ni neen fa génn soo fa génne itam cëpp lu nga xam ne yaa ngi amoon réew mi bu Yaya Jammeh génne ñaara commission moo fi am ñu xool dox nguuri Yaya Jammeh ñu ko doon xoolee yow tax espère nga ne yow da nga samp ay commission soo fi génne itam di la xoolaat tam ne noonu amee nga ñu laa tàccul du la yuxul nii parce que boo daanoo ñoom ñu laa bàyyi dem ànd ak keneen ko xam ne ku ñëw la ne waxoon nañ ko nii la woon dafa jaay doole ni yàgg li soo tey bul jaay doole mu xam ne yaa ngi ko am nu yàgga doole dafaa jeex te su jeexee yow yaay dama toog si télé bi sa njaboot di la xool ñu ne suma pol nii nga nekk di explain waa pare yow xam nga liggéey bi so I think président Barrow na xoolaat advice mi mun loo jël 10 or 20 advice ñu wur la ñëpp lu laa wax rek mooy waxi politique so arabi de yow loo war a xool mooy advice yi keneen ku nekk dafa am rôle mu la war a advice boo lu am keroog fan naa ñëpp ko war a ñaawlu whatever nga mu ngi koo def as président lu xam ne Jammeh ko doon def du toppa ju process mu ngay jaay doole yow loolu bu ko continuer xam nga Barrow dafa am problème Barrow am bu ma gisee UDP génne statement di condemn ak benn ma ne Barrow moo dafa Barrow UDP si ne non dafa ne yes waaw
dégg
waaw loolu moo xam naa ko moom su UDP si bañee
Barrow ba UDP génne rek sa la dellu gannaaw
la dellu gannaaw du amaat
kon UDP waroon nga na xaar
waaw
warul leen a woon a gaaw a wax yii aliye kool aliye banko ke
waaw
UDP
si ne waaw
UDP day waroon na noppi waru yoon a wax waaye nag réew mi warta demee noonu UDP opposition lañ am nañ right pour ñaxtu tuddee ne am na dara lu xew loo gis nañ ne
àndul ak luwaa dafa yàq suma boy bi Amad Jite mu ngi bind benn statement bu nga xam ne fooguma sax war na koo bind ne kii Cissé dafa bañ soosee dafa xam nga language ma gisee language am binaa boobu
don't dignify such MC
foog naa yooyu
don't give it relevance
loolu ñëpp ko war a connaître
don't give it relevance
waaw loolu dafa wrong trop
anyway sa wax bi rafet na te li ma ci jëlee mooy ne Barrow daal na bàyyi xel si advice sa yi bari nañ lool so there shouldn't be any room to make mistakes especially such grave mistakes and then again leneen li ma ci jëlee information minister bi waxam bu mu tax kenn dóor doomam MC
sa boss la
Bayo Bayo
sa boss la on.
ite fanang ye ko
No no.
be jele.
Ani wo tam jël mbito folo la même fofu. La boss la munum.
Jumale wuti.
Information minister.
Jumale information minister nga ne ko mole bi jele.
Il former party leader.
Mon parti le wuti.
Il former party leader. Ibe party o men tale party o men lo.
Wo metale de ni natale wo parti jumale.
Ite party jumalo. Imu mel la diam la.
Abotan hakilo ko.
Yo party.
Abotan hakilo to.
Ite ke ko yoni.
Ibe kol be jube kan ibe kol be folo kan. Bari lasta ngana dame. Nit gena ne mol nata pour ka foko minketa amang ñannake. Amang naka lañ ko waxate amang ñiña amang ñannake la. Wo kol be ngaje ko funding call mutata. Andong ila mutanya amang ñiña. In this 21st century, in 2025, you can treat human beings, even animals. Tobaski, we see people buy sheep, put them in pickup trucks. You dignify them, right? You give them respect and put them on the truck, but not the way we all saw life happening. So I just want you to come on that side, the correlation of youth see, ñëw di ñaxtu pour wane ne li xew warut a xew parce que fi moo liit yëpp you know yaxa la
nene man ne maa koy yaa jële menketa a manque kukutati même mool hakkilo bulandi la lu me yaa lon ko loya usen daabo ñol fintita i be mutala around Africell ma faŋo la yaa jële kabi muto baalondi ya alfal muta ibe fayka moto ko nyaamin alta alache that was the end of Jambe
until being wo jele after 2016
no amanga kukutati
after 2016 until be could never again until be na mira ko wote soto la ko tenke
no fongolti imagine never again. Let me tell you something. For you to understand the never again slogan will never go nowhere else is because the never again recommendations are not accepted. They are not implemented.
Okay.
This never again slogan in the countries where Bangol Milialonko Nisifal Ketaje, they create a lot of monuments, a lot of places, you see it never again. Wherever that ila ajolto, ila dulalto, you see it like it reminds you in every public place. If wrong, ika kodi me ko kunu ngolle kada pitol ba jela comment like ya alubasi kata nyame you see some of it reminds you ko nyina kada bara men kada la be larin kasola but Gambi jang is not going to happen. They never again kumu for jam men kama wala nyuntu ko how they are going to pocket money and put in their pockets. You understand? That is why that never again slogan won't nada. So it's amanga kukutati. But let me tell you something. Kola Gambian ko lolo nyuntu ko. Mansala laban dula ka ketende. Ya me mete jande, ya me laban dula ka ketende. Ya family. Let me tell you something. Ya me jang ya tumi menna. Ya me tumi menna. I am telling you the same thing is what Barrow is doing. You see this new recruit told me all this new recruit, almost about 1,000 recruits, I can 1,300 plus. I can tell you free
1,300 recruits.
I can tell you without no doubt with data 1,000 of them are all NPP. Some of them are not even, they don't even have the age of 17. They enrolled them. MPP support us all.
Oh, okay.
MPP support us all.
Okay.
MPP support us all melia lonko. MPP support us all. Ngam foide. Yo MPP dinul mel ka bulo no mateng. E ka tisaro di dinul mel ke sene gele gang. Yo le killing tombong. Ye samana ye dundi police force. Yo le killing tombo ye samana ye samba immigration. Yo le killing tombo ye samana into the prisons. Every recruitment member ke kan jang. I can tell you, look, Nimpoliso la PRO lafta ay nanang. I did some baby killing no
provide the data.
Gambia Police Force can go. Gambia Police Force, 80% of the recruits are all NPP supporters.
Okay.
And I have evidence with that.
So what is the correlation? What is the correlation NPP supporters ye wolle ke recruiti ando menul ka ke
so ngam fo yo yalong hakilo baka utumo e ka foko da is a PIU team me yalong ka foko asombi group ko ko men me yalong ko de kem ya jeme time ko ya jeme ba mala molle wolta e samana e dundi you understand all these things were said against ya jeme I am telling you also baro fo la waro this police military Sidinja group you have it. You have the IGP group. You have another year campaign group. That is how you mol million ko yeta. You this new recruit yeta wala nyama. Okay? I can tell you for free. Okay. So yaje odino ye susundile ye
so
fandi.
So you know your loyally soul.
Ila comment ila loyal soul. Because make it you ta menna yeta do ko menna amake banko do ko tide. Yeta menna kanaka president baro makoy ay kinya so nyim banko kanya to be the king. Look at this recusal. You can let me tell you a clear justification of that. Let me we are not joking. Let me tell you something.
Let's give him time to get out from correlation.
No problem. Just because I'm exposing you. I'm exposing you. You not allow me to talk. So look at it. Who didn't know Jibede? Police didn't know. Look at the way Alubasi Kanyame. Look at the way Alubasi Kanyame. Yamera Adama Dume Yalo. We have the clear consent. Ibe young Adama Dun Sikala. Ya Fayo Nyama. Me Yalong Amamofa, Kiditabul, Fentabul, Murutabul. But because they were trained.
So are you trying to insinuate there was an agenda? There was an ulterior motive?
No, there is ye can't do
okay.
All this come off ya. The way I have been minglling with these people for almost every year training. So I know the way they are behaving. Okay, I know the way they even behave on journalists.
So natara yet kara di wala ite fam batu ni fenke ni mutai fo ite tulo ko kadi mun ko
no yanda kam fo ko nan la fente kukilin da lata wala wallahi lazim ndel lata ko saya mun kilinata an ndel lata ko kukilin ni bem fala la protest lokan avec imam muta sunyar la bigo finti la ko banko and one thing bo fo wala nyundi ko especially about this Auditor General co nene I want Gambian people to understand one thing about this Auditor General co Auditor General abekolo comme Chief Justice Madi Adomo no fojane sur akamoto yagele Chief Justice be banko beleje amantra president oje abe pour banko beleje pour ka kiti o tay banko dengul betema that is why he is very protected a protected bakel wala la jibe Asan Jallo kabiri ya ta Chief Justice yala alana kamol ya bondi bank abe je abe protecting
but no
mafo ita bondile no but ni ba bondile fana loi fenel fana landi ko ni be Chief Justice bondila loi fenel landi and will ni mo start will follow the Chief Justice have right to sue you. Let me tell you something. There is a court case already about a former Chief Justice me ya lonko jaje be abondi illegally. That's I gambe sue court. I don't know where that case near Alamana Damado, but what case I heard about that. So likewise, an Auditor General, ECOWAS code. Okay. Likewise, an Auditor General, an Auditor General la doko mu menti wala mu ko ala doko mu ka banko tanka. Yanya ni silol mel yalla ke doku. Gambe ko junol mel beta. Na fulo every expenditure of the government. Atele moti me yalla ko akatande gambe ko la ko alla ko do dunta jannato. Allah ko do ñi baraka ay ñine nafa banko kan Allah ñu ne ko nan kam karna be maboring Allah ñu ko nan kam karna suñata wala mu banku ko banku dumul la sembo banku dumul la jiko wala mu Auditor General say membe je wala ñu diko president imagine I mean advices are with the president advices je le president bulu how many people le ñu banko ko million ko they are well educated.
Is it not 77 advisors?
No, more than that. So now all those advisors today, President Baroma Moja will kono. All the people they graduated from the Gambia University here. All the people they have master degree. All the economists in this country. President Baroma Moja will kono be made appointed as a trade minister. But what? He has to go for the Auditor General. Out of all the government officials, Belbejang, ila Auditor General Noma, iko ba tala kake minister by force kono. Kule ba koma meya lonko Gambian kol malo lefta ka Gambian kol londi wolela. Ni to men findi ka fon tole. Ndole ya lonne memba koma tapale yale ba koma. Sunyaro ba koma, banku kasaro ba koma, luonte yale ba koma, and ning come like Kenyan te yale ba koma. Nene go Kenya yente yalla ba ko nele do you know the reason membe je olo nyundi President Barrow yeah imagine President Barrow a teacher ayo ta a defense minister. How many ex-military officers are here? How many technocrats are in this country? Right now the defense minister of the defense minister he was a former teacher. The defense minister is a former he has never gone into any military training.
School teacher.
Go Montujal may disrespect it. I have utmost respect for teachers. But I mean, security is paramount. President Barrow, I bankola, constitutional neglect. I tijata meya lonko abedoko daminto abaki kanku ya imabule ya okay. Iyo samba yaki defense minister.
So not to belittle teachers, but all you're trying to say is he does not have the background.
No, he does not have the expertise to be in that ministry. Yo Sambaudo. Gambian called dead.
Near Samba no higher education minister or vice chancellor.
No problem.
Okay.
But he has some defense. Kabia some defense. Banko do humangena promoted. By the way, you're right. But na problem mente all in the Dunia kono, let's make a case study. Animal President Barrow support in Alatema. Let's make a case study in the world. Afonye ban dunia jumale mu ye Auditor General ta dunia kono go and make a research bi dunia kono dunia sota nyokande ye Auditor General ta ya bondi Auditor General yake minister. It has never happened anywhere else in this world and I'm not sure. The only reason why aketa jang because menkada sunyar jama balle keta especially from the 2021 nyilena na fulota ye bulo duwala ya tala nyo tema ya bulo election ko
lafta ka fendol le mabo wala tinne ya bundi andong nying lafta ka
wodo fenta ko mo na man kawti ena na fulo le sunya yena bankole kasara say nyi lafta ka wala bondi ka tandi dunya la ko ñu yena na fulo le kasara ñu ma lefke look billahi wallahi ta'ala Gambian ko makko makelim fole yang na sita ale ñu bula ñu Auditor General ñu bonni dulando aman need we go for an election because President Barrow is a king. Because if President Barrow said banko luwa sika ayamuta ayake kaitoti ayamuta abula la kuma kono.
I'll come back to you. You didn't put call nal be diamula ñing nakalañ ko this way. Auditor General de murul la de.
No, ma understand. No, I don't need you to go for election. If we have to leave President Barrow, let me tell you something. I swear, if President Barrow, President Barrow have to, Auditor General, Bondino Yundulando, I lure some. The President Barrow recall ya Bondi as the president. Among need will go for an election because Melekata you already have the power. Assemble bala, funko bala, police babu, general babulu. Kabanko luata kakasara kabule dinko kono. Banko ekra abul mendi is the king of the country.
Okay, let's see. Water drink small service adem. Boja.
Yo dia, best la gala problem.
Boja, why I meant for jang akumaya tele. You understand? Akumaya tele bake. Manyan na file dorong akumaya tele. Ngana ngata.
Jakas ñu ne bo ñu man banko so rek ngani yola. Ñu lokko do fe ñola. Ñu lokko do le fe ñola.
And also in terms of the protection that is given by the Constitution to this position. It's beyond the individual, right? Because after 9 years, he could have left, either he's removed or he resigned and somebody else will come. The protection is the position, the office, not the individual. And Madi has given at least example of such that needs that protection. If you want a developed country, if you want a country that has strong systems, strong institutions for everybody to thrive equally. What say you to that?
Yes, alama kayo
Siala.
Siala Nyimbankunka.
Amin Allah.
I think once again they have confirmed the unmatched level of incompetence in terms of running this country. They don't have what it takes to run this country.
Okay.
Yeah, President Barrow has time and time again confirmed.
Demonstrated.
Soon to Gambians, I think mobile ko Nyimbankun de come on for Ntede man Nyimbankun kulong man fenke ngamul sutong koma, and he has not learned. But with all that, he is intoxicated with power and he still wants to be there. That is the truth. You see, I love the fact that he has been honest to himself and to Gambians from the get-go. Unfortunately, he has successfully gathered people around him who are pushing him to the ditch. You see, and the problem with Gambians is we are hard to help. Help in this way anyways. When the president refused to accept court orders, blatantly, you appoint people that by law it is wrong. Nothing happens. You think he's going to stop there? The next time, who again is sacrosanct as far as the law is concerned. About the Akara attack, Auditor General is part of the job of Akara Menke. The law is nothing as far as President Barrow is concerned. Let's be frank. You won a case, what happens? They dragged you, did all. What happens? But most Gambians took it as what is happening now? Now they have gone to attack the only guiding angel. So to make it clear, for man in farming, jana ima understand. Auditor General, come diamla dole ya fonyami. Akamenje wala akamunta sate menale kodo tegi. Aliya di mo kilina. A muta pu ay depanso ke ay kodo nyin dokundi kafoye wala sate. Men kana ka kuson ka gibe fo kodo tegta men na aketa nyama le fama nki anyama. Kodo dum da mintole anaman dum mintole adunta dama ay mun yu wala fenan. Adunta duna ay mun boy dale fenan sate amanke sate moli a tek bay sate ning dingol mel bina sama. Luwato Gambia luwaye wo sansan ne kaje ko dimba fonyo sama kanana ayatinya parce que fi fengolem luwato mansake mansembo soto ka madi bondi tuma tuma mena ala wato mansi which is 9 years for ni ata asasa tale panelo board medical board ya tande ko ningde ala hakilo ning ala jata kende ma so pour ay ndo ko ke wala nyim a fanan dabe molto melia long imam betia ika kodo nyi fo sunyale education ka do ko ta nyama wo be man soto ya amadi bondi woto memba bondi kan so tele na ba bondi kan de bara bondi fe woto le kan ka ko lokza ka samba palaso men jena sembo soto pour ase kunni kala nyindo ko kendo ke ha no problem bara amadi ko mala fa la tula janne fo anyanda kala bay fo street nyine be keren oto bi ntemem bijang ye place ndindi na for example is a sembo jankan watrambe gambenol na fakan wo sifa malafi wole continue nyimbankun kan wala na molbe diam kan lafta wole understand
Right.
Dol me ka diam da modi si se fa woni malo ntol dol.
Yeah, that's true.
So we are not talking because, to be frank with you, some of us for almost 9 years, we did not get any government pay. We've never worked for government. For almost 9 years. Some of us never even worked. So, amanje komentola esansa obe mansakundale bulu. Hani obe alale bulu. Ntola meke ningol nina raba ningol na danigol. Alkansara menna. Mbole be mbulu. Barenko, banko be na flo puntola sama din ningol.
Ite buka sada dano kede.
Ani nga sada dano leke.
Empire le soto.
Ani. Nanda woto. So, mbejine explain ka. Bare, president wanyim boy tala, mistake tala. Nimbe tuonya fola.
Okay.
Mo man can be boy dala. By the moon, honest. Ni boy take a sonne, ye cool ni rectify. A man can be hand for sign. You can talk and see how you go around it. ka auditor bondi nyim bondi nya sifala moma nyana support la president o nyanta ka ari consider mel ba dala ya hakilmandi ina ya kacha aya jibe ka jiko luwa ay membula aya norma parce que mo fe o fen tijang men tamita akamunda ni imo muslimo de wala imo christianoti iko bible o say ay men fonte okela ha normally if you are a weak individual you say yes it's fine but in the bible ba hani ko ba ala ko te nga keni wonya so gambia fanan luwa banku buko men bijan na tamandiri buko woye men fo ni age president ke kali ala nyin kamala sanctor ay menta asa tamandi nama tamandi rek woto comme nyi men fo ay jamfale ke ay banko le jamfa ga banko jamfa wala iko mbenyi kalo ta mbenyi kala ye bang ima woke woto ye kalo menta ye o kalo bukale ye banko jamfa right bale fanan ntol gambianol especially in kana menul ki national assembly na jibe mbe jumañol le ki lagi anin laftay mun do kuli ke mo legi nga fa moye kala député ke député bu ngota abe diam la ka fa abe do ko la ka diam le parlement hani député la do ko mu me wala gena do ya ta kono kallo ka wuri je ka fa ko me hani nda sonna nyana le alka menje aliyame o mu do ko ti hani wala gena do ya ta do ko kono woto nga lombe jumañol le sambali nyin kamala bi président o nyin loi buka ay gambia be jamfa parlement ye muneke na député men ki be mun sim faale ta kana man ki diam ken zamot ba loi to sim faal bi jere ngata kamenta kaje ko man sa ke me loi buka ay mo be jamfa anyanta tara nin sira jumala ay bo office to wala a ke anyanta kamenke munan na imanta wo keka oto nyimu migal dalti ngalon ko apart from salo ka ala botu ala mol damenna politiko la noma ndaka fo dula belto ni munen politiko di wala ka ala nin haraba di wala nafa ala nda wala kam ala ka ala nafa azina man ko men lofta ala ay dogo soton tol bulu hani me diam kam pour hakin malle God wants us to worship him of course but apart from that he wants us also to serve his creation for Salem for fengo fenem for wulolem ni aso jiola nga mo jele islam oto iko ya lahidi wala ya yeno di ala nyin kamala ay wulole so ji praemi wulo not even a human being wulo so what about mo meye gambia la bi anin sama ay wo beta mala alaya wo mo ale mo ne mi ale be mo ali jibele nyaadi le ba ite ko widimu misin moldi ite ko dem kristiano ite ko yada alala mo be wo chekan yemo ye memba mo tilimbal yaka ite ko ikata ka karte fay ka wo sembanto ya ila muslimani la kristiani alala ife o nyininka wala na gafo gamelo nga nyinje ko nka karte men fay ala be nyininka alala ye karte nga ka hakilo dile nga nyaadi le la na sonno mo dile ine man jo bututula pour yemira ite mol beje nyindo be gambia malakan gambia bi dama banta ko malakan de gambia bi ana sama na sini ni ma bole be malakan
o be kasara kan
yando je ako hanin to kera anda gari lol bije nda hala nga kilo di itata ye nyindo fenke ikonte ala le ngoke nga kilo di na free will di
pour yemira
so ngaji ko alin kana fo politiko le bani mbega duma kono imamo le pastole wo mewole wo ngalon ko ala ben konti bolale ninka mansa kel ma koy
bangolo luwa batinyala kese
men kantola sama jan katum ntol ndingol mamal mumugingol wol ibe wala ceka parce que nyim bankun kodo men da ma filta men da ma dunta molla juwol kono men manta bankola na fato ni abe mundana nyim banko se doku mo sita loptano to ite bori sanna hey ite kiyanko ye asdango soto kiyan loptani ma le ke jaga biamu ke jaga no e ka fole tan demban nka fasiro le kan fole bakaj kalaji nga fanye sibano nga fanye nyin kama ajam fatale loptano manyan ke bumo damati anyanda ka jorongol ni doctorol le soto mel nyanta ni moy asdango soto ani ko le fagata ya kara je fa auto si pour kana fa ba ibina banjul how many hours na mo be fakan
atol ko alkata ka mo si fallela ka ke fay wolli sama alko ning malaiko lan ka sa ko mo politiko lem nyama to mambala wala de bare mo men alaye ko be dide lay be jekan na lon ko MPP kana wo ma koy parce que ya bele itandala ifi mo men mata ka fali ko do ale men ni man ta kela a do ko ni nyade fa na fa amal na fa bi ako e boje ni kamara atole men dial amal la fi ali a long ana to la diala de alla ko do muna fon dolla harama dia son dolla na musulman son dolla na christian son dolla man so politiko mu kawando
I will come to that.
I'm like,
so please the president should reconsider Melbe NPP president advice. Those that are close to him also should advise him. We want this country to move. Nimban control na taja nimba bulala janne. Bare ku kilina momo ila Gambia taro abe kontibola. Alaya.
ila Gambia taro abe kontibola president o nyanta advice la menul ba bala fana nyanta ma ko ila nyanta advice la.
Advice la
bari Ablay ko dal atela miralo MPP amanke patiti me se nyimbanko samba andung president o ako president ko atema no andung ateta banko samba la
Ablay ko conclusion
ngawole fo ko Ablay la miralo
okay
kada wole fo
ni ko
amanke traforoti
afo Ablay la miralo wanda
fafa teya so
Ablay ko akala
ngawole fo ko Ablay ko president ko
afo Ablay la miralo
Anyane pesa wala
Ablay ko conclusion
wala
sai almula
wala alamiro wala faklen taman ko Ablay ko president ko amano andu mol member bala e nyanta ma ko ila Ablay ko president no parce que amano ate banko sambala ntegawle fo andu e afo jam sai bedeni
ari mo dem ala jam
imeta even na nyim pral fo moto bari ku jamal le kerta yena bari ni week
gaji bel
e kaji bel
aga fa fa ngoy Ablay bu ko sok Ablay
bila bismillah
ba time betakan
program ajena kilo na time andum atel be fly na nyamo
sai ate fly diamo
ha ankana
sai inte man question o as follow
okay ya ma na
no yang yakan diamo lo sai inte lafta ite staunch supporter of NPP
be me bora li la bi
a believer of Baro agenda right yes bari ñing ko wol be membe keka altol nyaba be wolla right ibe sirinjang ye onko madi moyle this issue at hand is the forceful removal of the Auditor General. Subsequently youths got arrested and detained and taken to court and granted bail, right? But then again, before the removal of the Auditor General, the Auditor told Jile, they pointing to one direction, right? Nothing is being done in all that. Ye ablay ko president ko amanu andu mol member bala ema taraka ma ko kan parce que niya advice nung nying action ninke pour que Auditor General bondi attaque la because they violated the constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. Ite menka president support ite woje nyaming pour que ite janibe president support la namira loko ite bankole kanu follow janning ibe party kanula saintung nibe president support la aka nyimma nyalke fo ite man president la kano ke nyato bankola nyato. Is the manding correct?
Alhamdulillah mbe mo be kondona mbe madi kondona ben panelist on be kondona Ablay Bayo and Mr. Cham. This Auditor General ko ntemamera na kuba soda ko wala sa black I reserve myself pour ka commenda ko nyi ndeka damen toje the National Audit Office nalo noko nte bota men kalama follow has the Auditor General wala the Karamba Toure me aronka na me ati retired nde kam bira nyame mbolo fala na tara karamba e deputy shotono before bita internal audit director bondila nanje ya samana has the Auditor General at the National Audit Office. To me, na tara karamba e deputy shot wala nanda elevate la to be the Auditor General. Bari
Is Modu Cisse.
Modu, huh? Karamba la deputy no. You know Modu was from internal audit.
Previous,
Yes. So before even Modu born in Nigeria, ba saman Nigeria has the Auditor General. Nin Karamba deputy shot. Why not you elevate to be the Auditor General instead of ye nyim born in internal yana? But what do land? Je kete nyame. Maybe abe moja mai kumpodo. Bili Modu na has the Auditor General from internal audit. Ni amo siata. Moja mai munefo. Ni aje mam nyina deputy bond ombe mo bond from National Audit Office ye Modi nati maybe Modi wanted to side with the government ya nati je wala kam ina fodo no what has king now because nyina fodo bilie Modi nati has the Auditor General
duma la samana
President Barola na
okay nata ha
anata nyadi
duma la samana
boy listen to me e mandara ndenye mbe nyina la moyela nyina nde la moyela do fa
nyinga
anata nyadi de has the Auditor General. Yala nyimbanko. The politician and the activities. Government can treat them differently. Madi nyola ni la opinions here. Maybe government can analyze like chenyal nyam. Yinkala personal opinion.
So you mean the activists?
Yes,
and
the
the politician.
But the politicians like Bayo, Abulai and Cham,
and yourself.
Yes. You know the diamuda. Imagine kuma jamal le foja me alon ko ni kay data provider ta provide.
Ba bondula.
Jumale wote.
Ba bondula.
Ako police 100,000 1,000 of NPP call. Ulu kuma de many ala men ke la ka fole kay so
asikoy
men the police Gambian ol badi ngol lem.
Momo fo
Asake no de badi ngo be ni recruit
Momo fo
UNIP.
ndema fo mon sedo.
No sure man di. You go 1,000 of them.
Ndeko out of 1,000 out of 1,300 out of 1,300
yes.
1,000 will be in Safa NPP supernational.
Sure man, yalo kuma
And many of them near audit. They don't have the right document. They don't have the age. They don't have the right document. They don't have the age. They have way.
But you know that has not been done for now.
I've been killing.
Wait. But that has not been done, so it's not it cannot be substantiated. But let's just give him time.
Madi
Jobarteh.
Bela la wala dan atiaf. Nalo ngati ba fo kan ni silo men. Okay. La ninyi ba fo le jama asake no fak ba bulle.
Okay.
Wamba dira be bulle me alon ko he can defend himself. But silfo o ba fo kan just to kamul ba fon ke tire.
Just a political talk. Okay.
Kamul kuma.
Ba ide wala.
What is this?
Ide wala.
Abula doro.
No you cannot the show
No, I'm not referring to but
I challenge the police force. I challenge the police force.
Okay, just wait. Okay, but wait. Okay, wait. But you spoke about the police. But now, even if you have a rebuttal, allow him to finish. Because really, we're going against time. So I'm going to finish.
Sirfo be di am kom protocol. You understand? So ndeka damento fo nyinna na kabona internal audit as the director. Kasama Auditor General of National Audit Office. Mo jelle bodulado. Many alonko they can hold that position as the Auditor General of the Gambia.
Okay.
Nyimudulado Gambia no be nanta jele jibe. Because science ko rek ala jibe. Bile asamba to the ministry. Yejumala na has the Auditor General eje from the National Audit Office. Still, Kenard, sign Auditor General. Okay, this National Audit Office,
but that particular person has not been at the National Audit Office in a while, for a long time, right?
Who?
The guy has never been there.
I don't know what she said. I'm coming, Silfo.
But
okay, go ahead.
He is digging his own
No, we cannot allow him to mislead the public.
Let's allow him. Let's allow him.
Problem.
Honestly, this is not interrupt him.
This is it.
You are part of the
problem. Jandi be mo born from internal audit office. Yeah, some national audit office. Men be national audit office. Nim deputy BG. Why not you okay national audit office? You okay auditor general. Sorry. Men be internal audit. Not run no retired has the director of internal audit. Often a deputy ye kitten. Yeah, you don't want to strategize let in follow. But you get do you wrong a big problem on Natal. And I be on Natal. This Modi is coming to be the auditor general. Be a Karamba Boteji. Another Yaman, Gambian on Nanta jail for Lolo. Get jail for it. Nina the Bakuel, everybody Bakuel. Let me tell you this.
But okay, I understand. Ni not a back way. But in back way na Jumale ke nati because they don't have the powers to bring themselves through the back way or through the front way. So who brings them through the back way?
Wonderful name.
To even get them out through the back way.
Wonderful. Let me come there.
Yeah.
No. Jandi Kake, the Auditor General, the National Audit Office. Nga State House time for them. Ako be kachara je because president jana be appoint la ani be kachara say na na ni ke ina de ko ishonta o palace o le beji malo ni ishonta mulene me asa ishonta has the auditor general ina de command agent ye command State House iko lafta ke minister nyinte mun de fafa nalo noko nyimman decision soto no mbembe mbafule ko mbatu nata ni nakula ran kacha follow before me respond at this place but ni ko je ha because kuma fulala for and mem for the State House ndebe la all that is my opinion ni ko ha for sa ali ko be ba for sa ibe ila calendar lungo ali yo be kacha this is the highest office.
So the calendar nyanta kelanung right the next day.
This is
so he was appointed today. The next day was supposed to be the calendar.
No. For that one I didn't know. But the problem is
no. But the timeline it go for
according to nimbe kachata. Kaita ndiko mbekele minister ishonda this day nanta kali. Ishonda wa. Men nanta tare to the National Audit Office has the Auditor General. Often called the kaita ndiko this position for ishonda for manso.
But for clarity,
No.
because when we look at the timelines, you understand, it was right the next day that the Auditor General wrote a letter to say, I reject the position. So now I want to put it into perspective. Yes. Are you telling us that he was appointed today and the swearing in was supposed to be the next day?
No,
and
not
it was
the next
that
day.
next day.
Not
that
the next day. I say, they offer him a position.
Yes.
As the Minister of Trade. According to this press release from the State House, he has accepted that one. So maybe the swearing
is there evidence of the acceptance?
No.
Okay.
To me.
Okay.
Because Moje follow.
Okay. All right.
Moje
because
follow.
you're close to State House, I'm asking because I haven't seen it.
No. Yes. Me, I don't know.
Okay.
Whether there is an evidence of that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. The problem is, Modu being the Auditor General, attendant yin shotola ko. Before me hamda ni mu fani president ko ni aje be allegedly notale
and notale
yes ni aje ba folo ko isondare man so ngwe ben tareje kodi yala tareje na man taje yala woto fal and the following day at for na ta kai tandiko amon son position on amon son position on na lo noko otumo la fane advice whether from his lawyer or friends or those many young Marco in that position may advise him again. Kaidan, if you accept this position, it's a bondinoji. Oh, this is no. That was the reason Modi ko reject. But Modi sontale, and Modi to deny nola. But the sang ala songo ay ke luati amanga luati loyal le bolo ne dem fel longo. But ndeka damen to fo. Nyinte mo Modi ni offer any position me alon ko nanyi sembo so concentrate en lando no for 9 years ni president ma fon fonya mba fa mbato ni nakula no ita ka cha folo mbalal de fo sama ngi reply nyinte adama don kamate ku wodo be je ni position o di ni kana koronto ha o anila you have friends you have advisors
can you segment this now the issue is asontale atata ya advice and nata fanan ako manso. Or that's your issue.
Yes.
But now iko anyanta follow president ko so ngata nga mira ngana sa nataro nung aye woke ayeta so masomando ay nata president ko aye ko nga mira lo kerede bare mansong bari but still ni president ko bari ni sonta te lafta san pala 3
no sar le president a tonyele because ni ko president ni president
bara atonyele
yo muy dara kuma account ndero sonna wala ani fo didi abdo jam fo fitu ndo sonna kuma you understand na dara ko president mbatu naka ni no kula ran kacha inata samu ko president yemen fo nyaajelo ka baraka baake thank you so much edere ndenata ja has the auditor general but this other position
coup d'état yo mere
no may na diam
this is a coup d'état
mlango mune jabu da na diabu
coup d'état le muti
boja fo nyede
coup d'état
no yalla so man
coup d'état le muti
yalla ngadi yamu molle ide be political leja ani so ba ide political la ani so ndeka na personal opinion of them wala sa ba sa de dana
ide political
la appointment non so ba
c'est le bon muscle kan fafa
so fa janimbe move la ila
na mo jabala male
na have ila kuma kamo
yalla ndena kuma ko
mo jam
nene so ba mande nde nyimba ko lo wara santol bi nde banko kan ande na president baro kan nyaaw ñaran nde kano men so do banko na yene bi president baro di same kano so do banko la kasaro to kile mo la interest
hold the kick up
mo la opinion simple
janimba mufla because ya explain jang camera mo bebe jube kan ya foko anata ning back wala
ngo ti na ra ni back ya you talk from the back
maybe
no problem
ide ya bondi internal
that's the direction anyway
exactly
no ngo ibe bo ra ni back wel
wala sinan ko kama ni mbagu
ngo ndi obs mindoro ngo bifebe mo bonde na internal audit the director yake na auditor general why not men be audit office national audit office na tara karambay deputy short you individual
that's a question for president
now why is it okay now why is it that the minister of trade ya bondele ya samba defense ay permanent secretary sotole tumando ay full sotole min be nyum trade tumando
yalla di minister
wait minister benala ay wol taraleji you understand permanent secretary directors or whatever and one
is different no
wait ni kala lang left alone na
ngara ko so no understand
what you are saying is anything to go by right before the president will go and take an internal auditor who we all agree was doing a fabulous job right unless you want to differ today because then nobody had an issue with it
of course they have an issue
okay but it was not known to us but wait now why didn't the president you want to promote the teacher, right? The teacher to a defense minister. Okay, that's fine. President has the discretion. He can do that. Now, why didn't you take anybody within the trade ministry, as big as it is, to elevate or promote in their ward, right? Those people to a higher position, but you have to bring somebody completely outside who has never worked there. Why is that not a problem? But it's a problem to bring somebody from internal audit to Auditor General.
I don't say it's a problem. You know, the permanent secretaries are technicians. The ministers, most of them are political appointments. You all knew that. All the ministers. But the DPS, they're all technicians.
But we have seen permanent secretary appointed as minister.
This is the difference.
But we have seen before MC Jabila. You know, let me tell you something. Favor this angle. When MC was speaking, MC demanding majele. Amad jita la reference nying. Ala kuma kamo nying. That's where he's trying to bring.
When they're
trying to manipulate you can't divide us. We are united in this. They want to divide the populace. Yala kame for yako.
You mean the populace?
The
citizenry.
The citizen ako. The oppositions were against.
You go?
The oppositions were against.
But that is the truth.
Hey, you can't
We need to call this to order. We don't have time. We need to have time. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Move to. You had something to respond to because we need to go.
I come from here about the information minister. Now I don't know. Doctor, I need to know. Nadi am baby can follow. You know come that. Let me understand. But I say come kill info. Yeah, you back more from the cross road. To me, Dr. Sise, being the information minister, if any of us, I appreciate okay, between doctor and the former information ministers, Madi can help us for that. Doctor Abe men akifla. None of these former ministers here. Doctor is doing well. Tonyala diamo koleatal. Doctor Mangema like at Molam. As a fem for no, so na opinions here. As a fem for no me ala ni silomanta. Wamba man kitonya.
Ba akatu wala.
So no mulo silvo doctor de fem for le de sonna mendo. Ba ñun doctor cadre fay baro e de sonna. So doctor de fem for le ni. Ba kunka e de sonna mendo. Ba ko e de mari. Ba na no ko doctor is doing well.
Okay.
Dr. Sise
itala miralo.
MC Fon la miraro. Ni minister be dial e fo appressal formo dial. Wallahi na e appressaroke. Ani anna la kilate ma doctor be min school none of these former ministers ba school.
No.
Wallahi.
We
can give it to Madi now. I appressaroke. No, so nobody say. No, okay.
Ministers.
The former ministers.
Man the higher education minister much more staff.
The former minister.
But the issue is this. They are information minister. This one is misinformation minister.
No.
Man, small hall for ministers information yep. Doctor moy di was.
Okay.
Dafa nankare.
Kan moy da was.
Xam nga gëna garaw moy. Ni ko xamé su waxé légui mu wax. 8 seconds ñu na lo
de man tamit nanguma lo. Docteur tamit
non
docteur yu bari la wax fi.
Okay.
Ñu xamné yépp dégg la. Boja. Ano fo. Bi ni adi Madi la jame alon ko is neutral. From doctor downwards. Wallahi I be men scholar none of this former.
So you want us to ask Madi that question?
You can ask Madi before I go to this.
Okay. How many do we go? Doctor and the two.
Madi's not here.
Okay, yes,
no, that's not Madi's job here. That's not Madi's job here. No, that's not what.
Can you tell Madi what to say? You know, see what this is his problem. No. But you have to control your show.
If we ask you, you can choose and say, I will not answer that question.
No, it's Madi fi.
Why can't we move in the Madi?
It's time to sorry.
Wait.
Madi is very free.
Wait. That is not Madi's job.
No, that's not his job.
If we give you to appraise Doctor Minister of Information. No, wait. And the other two, you understand? I think that was Demba.
I will give.
Wait, hold on. Demba Jawo and Ibrahim Asila, right?
Queen.
Oh, Queen. Ibrahim Asila. So 4. Okay. Now you put them and you appraise them. Who is going to be first and who is going to be last?
Me, I will give Dr. Sise one of the most. Dr. Sise, Momla joke the
man.
No, the best. I will give him the best.
The best.
The best defender, either in lie or in truth. I will give him that. If I have to appraise them, it's the best. It's the best in lie and false.
But you are the one who did it.
Yes.
You know even the criteria for evaluation of appraisal.
You can appraise it openly.
No, I say it's the best person in defending Barrow in lies and false. He's the best information minister.
You are trouble. You are trouble.
We
are. You spin the question, and refuse to answer. You are on the fence. You did not defend. You did not acknowledge. That's what I hear from you.
Okay,
because this man cannot defend. because ala do ko abo sitio ka palaso.
Akobade, moving along. You had a few weeks or a couple of weeks or whatever, you wrote a very beautiful article, right, on social media, and media houses indeed shared it. And this was out of the brouhaha that was happening, you know, with the flag bearership of UDP and everything that was happening. Then you came, the brouhaha that happened, you know, with all these things that happened. And then you came to bring a solution. For me, I saw it as a solution, right? And you called it political, reimagine political governance, a model for reform, right? I know we have spent a lot of time on this Auditor General, which is very important. Very super important because
Pare masi boja, pare masi sirfo.
Pare masi nyam chila
No, for us there.
Dama mga ngalai.
Madi, what you want?
Madi, you want to answer that question? Do you have any opinion as to who's the best and who's the worst in terms of your rating in their work, in terms of the position, Information Minister?
Well, above Demba Jawa, I don't approve of any of them.
Any of them? Okay, good. So as easy, it's very simple. Very simple. So are you satisfied now? I guess you are disappointed. That's not what you are. So can we move? That's what I'm saying. It's like none of them is good. That's what Madi is saying. None of them is good.
For you talent,
Madi.
We have information.
You got what you want.
No.
What I'm saying, after leaving, we get a topic with no problem.
Exactly. Let's move on because there's no time. If you want to respond to everybody else, it will take a lot of time. So exactly. So I just wanted you to briefly give a recap of this strategy that you put forward here. You know, again, connected to what just happened in the UDP to, you know, them selecting a flag bearer, and now I guess that brouhaha is now put to rest, and they have a flag bearer. Everybody is looking forward to 2026 and doing everything to unseat President Barrow. It's very, 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 very important because, again, they have chosen a flag bearer. We know NPP have a flag bearer. We have, what, 19 or 20 parties. A lot of them will never put up a flag bearer. They only, then your boat, ikabambu, party dole. But some might come also to go through that process. So it's important that we talk about it. Hopefully they can, you know, take some kind of cue to guide them, you know, and make this process that the UDP has adopted, they will make it better. That, you know, the talk will not be too much. Just, you know, a recap.
Well, I mean, I think what one should say, one is to emphasize the importance of political parties. I was doing a training this afternoon with the Inter-Party Committee and various political parties, representatives from various political parties. And I raised the question, what is a political party? To understand conceptually, what do you understand as a political party? And of course, the usual responses came, you know, a group of people want to develop the country, want peace in the country, and so on. You know, but I told them, you know, the political party that they run the country, you know, and the political party is created by the Constitution. The Constitution establishes Gambia as a multi-party democracy. That political parties take government and run the government. That's why we have a ruling party, and those in opposition, we say government in waiting. So we have to understand that for a political party is a government. You know, the president is from a political party, the parliamentarian, the mayor, chairperson, and the councillor. Yes, we do have independence, but essentially our mode of governance is through the party system. So when one understands that, it raises the issue, therefore, the quality of parties we have will also determine the quality of democracy we would have at the national level. And the quality of democracy we have will determine the quality of good governance that will prevail. All right. And the quality of good governance we have, therefore, will determine the quality of development. You know, so everything starts from the political party to a strong democracy, strong, you know, governance, and a strong development. And so that if you understand it that way, you realize therefore, today, 60 years after independence, you look at the state of development in the Gambia. It clearly tells you governance is poor. Our governance is poor. And when we say governance, we're talking about laws, institutions, processes, and and so on. And then, of course, if the governance is poor, it means democracy is also very weak, and which goes down to the political parties are also very weak. They are largely undemocratic. And so, if you recall, you hear about P.S. Njai, for example. A lot of people would not know which party he fought. He overshadowed his party. Or Gaba Jahumpa, he overshadowed his party. Or Jawara and his PPP. Or NCP with Sharif Mustafa Adiba. And so, until today, if you now talk about NPP or UDP or GDC or
it's synonymous to one person.
It's about one person, and that is a big problem for governance, for democracy and governance. So it explains today what we are going through is the reason we are going through, removing an Auditor General in this way. I mean, clamping down on protesters, and so on. So we need reform. And I had thought, and this is a matter I have said long before even 2016. During those days, the need for reform. But I had thought 2016 would have been the period where, particularly our pre-2016 political parties, like the DOIs and the UDPs and GTC, all the way NRP, and 2016 would be a moment to reform. And those who are coming after 2017 would also adopt a democratic posture, not just in name, and practice democracy. Because without that, this country also, we cannot salvage this country. So that has not been happening. And now we are seeing what is happening. And two things are there that also explains and why it is important these reforms to happen. The issue of hate speech and the issue of inclusive politics. This all goes to explain why political parties are important. The NHRC, National Human Rights Commission, just published a report and the prevalence of hate speech in the Gambia. And they listed perpetrators and even victims. And the perpetrators, the key perpetrators, 84 or 86% are political parties. I mean, political figures, like political
politicians
leaders, perpetrating this, yes. And then 64% they are supporters. Now this is huge, So meaning the tribal politics, the political intolerance, the incitement, the inflammatory, incendiary remarks that are in this country, polarizing this country, threatening the peace and stability of this country, is coming from politicians who have constituted themselves in a political party seeking to salvage this country. Which is a big contradiction.
Yes.
Yes, because you cannot be dividing people and yet you claim to represent the people. So at the session today, I was telling them, if you look at even the names of the political parties, I said they are beautiful names. When you say National People's Party, that's a good name.
Yeah.
If you say United Democratic Party, that's a good name. You are talking about a united people on the basis of democracy. If you say National Reconciliation Party, that's a good name.
Yeah.
If you say Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction, APRC, that's a good name. If you say DOI, People's Democratic Organization for Socialism, Independence and Socialism, it's a good name. And look at the values.
People's Progressive
Party. People's Progressive Party.
Yeah.
So they have all these alliance, national peoples. So you for the people, and then you put hate speech in your discourse. It's a contradiction.
Lot of division.
Yeah, and then look at all the party mottos. Beautiful mottos.
Yeah.
It's about liberty, it's about freedom, it's about togetherness, oneness, sobeya, tesito, one Gambia. That is the kind of values you hear all of them say.
That's true.
And then you see all of this polarizing. You wonder then, what is happening? So, and then you have the inclusive politics. Look at our structures. This country, the Republic of the Gambia, is very diverse in ethnicity, in religion, in gender, in disability, age, and region, and so on. Now, how do we create a governance system where there is inclusion? And you look at the cabinet All right. Since independence, we've never had a woman president. Okay. And women constitute 52% of the population. You look at the cabinet, I don't know, ministers are now 21 or 19, but the number of women there, I think, is like 2 or 3.
It's just
few. All right. Now you go to our parliament, again, I mean, which is the national pension democracy, you know. Out of the 58.
It's higher education and gender. Who else is a woman there?
No, it's 2. It's basic education.
That's what I'm saying, education and gender.
It's 2. They don't care about women. They don't
Yeah.
care about women.
Yeah, that is serious.
They don't care about
it's
women.
even 3 or 4.
That's what I'm saying. I had always thought it's more than 2.
Yeah.
No, it's only 2. They don't care about women.
They should bring somebody as trade minister. Now the opportunity is there.
Yeah. So somebody could have been made foreign minister.
Wow.
Could have been brought as foreign minister.
Yeah,
or as
exactly.
prime minister.
You know,
But that did not
you've done a
happen.
change there.
Yeah.
Even the foreign minister, there was a change you could have given a
Defense,
woman
you have
to give them.
very
The
good
defense,
officers.
the same thing.
Yeah. So and then you go to the National Assembly, which is our house as a nation. It should reflect the character of the Gambian nation. But again, only 5 women, only 3 elected and 2 nominated by the president. Only 5 women in a country where 52% are women.
But for that, Madi, I don't think you have to blame the entire Gambian people.
How?
But he's talking to Gambians.
No, I mean about the National Assembly.
But he's talking to Gambians.
Yes.
now.
No. Let me come, Fafa. No, you don't have to blame the entire.
But even when the Gambian people fall short, wait, even when the Gambian people fall short to elect women, right? President has a chance to elect 5. You understand? He could have made the effort and said the Gambian people fell short, but the love I have for women and the way I want to give them representation, I will bring in that, you understand, at least to close the gap a little bit. And when you appoint, right, that's also, it is his discretion. He has control over that. He could have also made that.
When
you
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
The answer was going to come. All right. So you have only 5 women. In the entire parliament, there's no Christian. There's no Aku. There's no Manjago.
Don't get me
There's
started.
no Koroninka. There's no Mankai.
Don't get me
There's no
started.
person with disability.
Yeah.
So why is that?
The minority
Then you look
is
at the
just not represented.
you look at the local councils. Out of 121, there are about 19 or 21 women. All right, and you can count disabilities. Now you go to the political parties themselves, their leadership executive
structure,
committees and so on. You will realize they are less inclusive. All right, and this is a fundamental right, diversity and inclusion. Now, why this is the case? Because, as I said, political parties, they set the tone, they run the country, they determine the institutions. So political parties could have changes.
Yes.
Because, at their own level, you could have put women candidates. Now, you just saw UDP do a flag bearer contest, for example. 11 people, all men. All right. And when you look at diversity, we can look at a lot of other factors to say, all men, no Christian, no person with disability. We can look at the ethnicity and everything and realize the inadequacy of it. All right. But today, if GDC has a flag bearer, it will be the same. If APRC has a flag bearer, it will be the same approach. Now, why is that? Now, you talk to somebody in UDP or GDC or NRP, they will tell you, yeah, but we did not deny any woman to contest. Yeah? And which is true.
Yes.
And to be fair to them, I have had all the party leaders speak about women, supporting women, in leadership and so on. But at the end of the day, it is not happening. So if we get to National Assembly elections 2028, would UDP or NPP or DOE or GDC say, look, for this election, we are going to make sure 50% of our nominees are women. And we will not say, but women did not come to apply. Or we did not ban any woman. We did not bar any woman. But we will get up proactively to identify women and approach them and encourage them and sponsor them to get elected. If we do that, something will happen. We can change the constitution of all the parties, create bylaws there, purposely to say, look, our executive committee, it is going to be minimum 30% women. This can be done.
2023. Why limit it to 30? Why not 50?
For example.
For example. So, I mean,
you look at for a start as if we're begging. No, 50.
No, I just said 100. Yeah. No, absolutely. Because for a long time, women have been 100%.
Yes.
There was a time, in the parliament, before Nyimasara Sane Bojang, of blessed memory, entered the parliament. It was 100% men in the 80s. Yeah? Then we moved on, people like Dr. Kamaso came, and then we moved on until Jame made Belinda Bildwell and, people like that as speaker, FJC, and then to the,
Elizabeth
Rena, and so on. But then it has been all men. Yeah? So political parties can take deliberate measures to say, look, we want to, we recognize the diversity of the Gambia, and we want to make inclusive governance, inclusive politics. But political parties are not demonstrating that. And we see there are reps in parliament, for example. When the gender bill was brought in, the amendment bill for the constitution to increase the number of women, the thing was put on the floor of the parliament, the men disappeared. Yeah. So this is to say, one can sit here and say, yeah, because Gambians don't vote for women, for example. No, that's not the issue. The issue is the people who run the country. Political party is a leadership and responsibility function. That I want a particular Gambia, because you have formed a party. The moment you form a party, it means you have a vision of a particular kind of Gambia. So if you have that vision, is in that vision inclusion part of it? Have you recognized, accepted the diversity of this country, that minorities should be represented in our decision-making structures at the highest level, in leadership positions at the highest level, in the centers of power, everywhere? Now, apparently, this has not been the case. So, this is why I wrote this article. I mentioned this article, I think, on this platform, actually, the last time I was here. So it took several weeks, probably, or months. I drafted it. I just get up and write something and leave it there. And then I realized something happened. Oh, I've written something.
Yeah,
and
it's in connection. Then you'll be.
So when we got to the UDP flag bearer thing, it's like, I remember writing something saying I would do something about party reforms, and that was when I published it. But I have criticized the UDP approach. All right, I mean, it's remarkable. 11 people, got up and want to contest this position. That in itself is remarkable. Now, what was left is to strengthen the democratic character of that approach, of that process. Now, the process they did, can be acceptable, even though it can be prone to a lot of issues also. And I feel UDP, we are potentially shooting themselves in the foot by taking that approach, because that approach can be easily questioned, flawed, and it can be devastating. All right. So for me, the cheapest thing was to give the voice, to the people. Go and elect your flag bearer, and that has so many advantages. Yes, it has so many advantages that would have encouraged, let's say, non-UDP members, all right, to want to be part of, to support that candidate eventually, but also to maintain the unity of the party itself. Yes, so that, now, I don't know, I've had some of the candidates, at least one of them, Lamin J. Dabo, in a prime time interview, raising some things, but I guess he has constrained himself to not say, I reject this. But you can see he raised issues.
He said it, but he did not say it. Yeah. He said it, but he did not say it.
Others are there, so I guess they all were more or less probably just want to be responsible, want to maintain the unity of the party. But it can be very risky, that approach. And I hope the new other parties coming to choose their flag bearer would make it more transparent and more democratic. And nothing is more democratic than giving the vote to the people to go and vote. Democracy can come in many, many forms. Even the press they took, in a sense, is democratic. They went through the structures. But we are not just looking at democracy for its sake. We are looking at how do we create a more democratic.
The quality of it.
Yeah, the higher the quality, the better. I mean, and we can criticize any society, I mean, any country, any party, and who all claim democracy, but it is about the quality of it, to the extent to which we limit influence, we limit, you know, I mean, favoritism, we limit, you know, anything that has to do with all the isms that can undermine, you know, or threaten the process. So the more you make the process, you know, more open, more transparent, more participatory, more inclusive, those are the terms or the qualities of democracy. Then it is better.
But Madi, I just have some objection regarding, you know, some of the things.
Can you
narrow
it at least to one, please?
Once you said we are about to shoot our, I mean,
yourselves on the foot.
On the foot, right? So, and again, you know, eco, I mean, na Kenya, you understand? I mean, some of it is, there were a lot of risks, you know, if I can understand.
Yeah.
So, you because understanding too, democracy, but I mean, Mamira, anywhere in Africa, you know, once ever did it once, and okay, people, let's say people, I mean, people voice. It's the same people we went to, the people who are supporters of the United Democratic Party, because, you know, I mean, they are selecting the flag bearer of the party. So the membership of the party have more right in selecting their leader. And we make sure, I mean, every member is consulted. You know, and when I say we make sure every member is consulted, is, I mean, we call all the, I mean, we open it and everybody applied. And later we called them for an interview, and after interview we went to the grassroots to have a grassroots engagement. And the people we met at the grassroots, these are people representing, you know, the masses in those areas. You understand? And those people also, the voice, you know, I mean, given to them by, you know, I mean, by their people, by the people who delegate them, that is the same message, the same voice they delivered. And everything was done transparently. So I don't know what is the flaws there, please, if you can help.
I hope you understand what
I get it. Yeah, I get it. So it's about process.
Okay, process.
Yes. The people engaged were engaged in a certain manner. In another process, they will be engaged in a certain manner, and that is where the difference is. So that the approach you did, I mean, to interview candidates by those people, the selection committee members, I understand. For a position like flag bearer, these are individuals who would score any of those flag bearers. And I believe the candidates are of different caliber or different profile, let me say profile, and there can be influence, all right, for a few people, you know, that committee making a score for, you know, a whole party of thousands of people, all right. So one, I think that is problematic. Not to mention the kind of questions, because that's something that will try you on your loyalty. You know, I mean, how do you judge that? You know, and so on. So it's very subjective when those people do the score. All right, that is one. Two, you went around your constituents and give forms to people. Again, influence, profile, and influence plays a lot. So that you look at the candidates. I'm sure you go to a certain constituency or what, I mean, your structures that are down there. And you look at the array of candidates. So most people, or probably everyone, will be very familiar with one candidate, but another candidate is severely disadvantaged because, you know, does not have that profile in the party. All right, and so that creates a disadvantage for some people and creates advantage for others. So that is a flaw, you know, and so then, you know, you come and said, you know, we will look at the scores and we'll select 3 people. And these 3 people, we will agree on a consensus to leave one for the other. All right. So the decision is left with these 3 people in terms of the flag bearer of the party, which I think the 3 people don't have the authority, the legitimacy to determine who should be the flag bearer. That should be decided by the members of the party. All right. So when I look at all these levels,
But it was decided by the members of the party.
No, wait.
It was decided by the members of the party.
Okay, fine. So let me just say this. I mean, we don't have to.
I just want things to be very clear. Because the thing is, Madi, it will be important also you explain to the people the way America is a Democrat, the way the Republicans do their the selection of their leader, the way the Democrats did their selection of their leader. I mean, it will be important you also.
I can tell you that, and it is far better than in UDP. So the Democratic Party in the UK, in US, or the Republican Party, people express interest with flag bearer, and they open primaries in all the states. Now you have to get, and the primaries party delegates go to vote. All right, so nobody interviews them. Nobody fills a form, they go directly to vote, and the candidates. The number of votes, the percentage of votes you have, would eventually determine who becomes
to the next level.
So so that
the same thing we did.
No, you didn't do the same. The
same thing. The same thing. The delegates. No. The delegates. And the same thing we did.
No.
The same thing we did, Madi. We made our delegates.
But in America,
sometimes the analysis are missing.
Wait. The aspirants are given the opportunity to go out there and sell their.
Nobody denies any aspirant to go and sell yourself.
Wait, it's a conversation here.
No, we need to make this very clear.
Wait, I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they did or they don't do. Buy your tail. I'm trying to help Madi on the process that you have asked.
I have to ask him about this.
So in the US, all right, the party. Each party, and of course, sometimes with civil society or media, the party allows candidates to go around and campaign.
Okay.
All right, the flag bearers candidates go around and campaign. Then the people vote. But they also organize party debates, primaries. Debates for candidates.
Yes.
And so candidates, the process is determined in two ways. One, candidates realize. In the primaries, I'm not getting the votes. Let me drop out, and they drop out. But then the debates also, it gets to a point where
you can sell yourself.
They also can sell not yourself, but even the party, because you have not attained a certain level, a winnable percentage. So that but we have to be fair and honest. The UDP, we have seen your press statement laying out the process.
Okay.
In the process, there's nothing like candidates will go on a campaign. There is campaign period for candidates. That doesn't happen. Yes. There's nothing indicated that there will be a debate. Yes. There's nothing indicated there will be a vote of delegates. So we know your process. People submitted applications, you interviewed them, then you went to your constituencies with forms to fill about every candidate and score, and you came back. Based on those
who filled those forms?
The delegates. Yeah, but what I'm saying, it is a different matter if we say, okay, UDP will open 1 week of campaign for all the candidates to go around the country. There are candidates in Wulli who may never heard of Lamin J. Dabo or the other one, Bojang, or Bori Ture. There are people in NBR, Kerewan, they have never heard of Suleiman Saho. Yeah. So, but people need to go and hear and see that these are the candidates vying for the UDP flag bearership. They hear them. All right, in those campaigns, and also to organize a debate so that we deal with the issues and the character of those people and so on. So, as I said, if you take this approach, we can say yes, a process opened, but the quality of it is lower than if we are taking another approach. And whether it's US or UK and Europe. Western democracies, we see they do these things. And I think it's a good practice. So I would say UDP next time, they should improve their process. All right? It is remarkable for 20-something years of existence, 11 people never emerged all of a sudden to say we are trying to be a flag bearer. Now, and other parties are coming. So I hope other parties also, one would learn first in terms of the process. How do we make this process more open, more transparent, more democratic,
more inclusive?
Yeah, and then two, how do we make it inclusive? So I guess every party now should be concerned about our flag bearer contest is coming. Can we encourage women to participate? You know, and so on. So this is what I would say.
And this was the reason why I brought it up, because again, it has happened. And like you say, a lot of people can sit there and see flaws that they themselves have not seen. But once it is brought up, they can learn from it, take note. But then the people who have not gone through the process also can really learn from it and ensure that theirs is more better, like you say, it's more transparent, it's more democratic, it's more inclusive, so that, because again, they're, I mean, government in waiting.
Yeah, and if I should just say briefly on that piece, because about reforms, I dealt with the issue of the political party, the management, the governance, the development of the political party, the institutionalization of the political party. All right. And that has been a big problem. And this is why also the democracy is very weak in our political parties. Because you have party leader, secretary general party leader, every party. And that secretary general party leader usually is the founder of the party, contesting the position of flag bearer against the rest. So that also creates a disadvantage against the rest simply because of the profile of this person. All right, and I thank the 10 people who challenged Usino Dabo for having the courage and for the party accepting 10 people to challenge. But it took a long time, 29 years for it to happen. I mean, one can give all kinds of excuses. Yeah, we were in a dictatorship then, and because I've had all of those things. But that is a problem. So that the piece I wrote, I suggested restructuring of our parties, you know, in order to, you know, really build a democratic party.
But for us, you know, 22 years, nobody is coming. Nobody was coming.
When did you release?
Nobody was coming.
When did you release?
We've dealt with this issue.
But that is an excuse.
So you will only blame UDP maybe from 2021 and now.
But you know why that is false? You know why that is false? Because in the 22 years, many parties have emerged with party leaders. So the issue was not nobody, the party couldn't get somebody. No, because other parties emerged. GPDP of Henry Gomez emerged during the 22 years. GMC of my father emerged during the 22 years. NRP. So,
but did they ever contest?
No,
did they ever contest, Madi? This is the question.
I'm not contested.
GDC contested.
And they form alliances.
When did GDC contested?
No, it doesn't matter.
And we are talking about UDP as a political party.
No, UDP.
We're talking about UDP as a political party, Madi.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about UDP as a political party.
No, UDP, like all the parties.
UDP was all political party. We were the most vibrant political party.
No, I'm not talking about that. Let's not go into.
We are running those days.
Let's not deviate.
Wait a minute. I'm just saying the excuse that.
And the democracy we are talking today, in those days, we are not talking about
that's still not the issue. That is still diversion. So I hear a lot of excuses and diversion. Look, guy is there who has been contesting for election.
Yes, and then
I'm serious. But does it mean somebody else couldn't have?
But Alifa has been video has been here since when? Tell me apart from Sidia and Alifa. Apart from Sidia and Alifa, tell me who lead PDOIS up to today, apart from Sidia and Alifa.
What I don't want you to say we need to evolve. Okay, hang on.
One must give credit where it's due. What I'm saying, when we're talking about democracy, what we have done this year, I don't think moment first remember UDP. We've done everything transparently. We've done everything democratically.
It could have been better.
No, I am not saying it could have been better. Like,
I need to move.
Anyway,
I had the discussion with you. I told you, there were things we should have in Saul Ken. But because of time factor, but also you need to understand. No, you need to understand. But Madi, I told you also need to understand the situation the party was at the time. That is what, no, you will not see that as excuse. But we,
okay, instead of an excuse, you don't see it as an excuse. Let's move.
For the betterment of our party, what we have done, that's the best way we can do, and we are going to learn. Yeah, and we are going to learn.
Time is gone. Exactly. You didn't feel like it. They feel like it. We move. At least the people that are following. People that are affiliated, they will take it anyhow. Listen. Quickly. Quickly. As an opposition, you guys have had your ruling party, but opposing the other parties. You are in opposition with other parties. Okay. So you guys have had your Congress, you choose your flag bearer, some say it was cooked, some say it was not democratic, some say the process was not right, but whatever happened, you chose one and is the one going to be on the ticket as we stand right now. Ala leya long membe kela nyato, but it be tembento, ninga fo NPP la flag bearer, nga fo ko President Adama Barrow. Saying, ye process ming keta UDP for the first time, you understand? Told being ya outline ye ika fo dao kombayo ka fonya the most transparent. It has never happened and all that. Again, it's subjective. It depends on who is looking at it and who believes what and who is part of what. You cannot force that into people. But you, as the ruling party, going through it some time back, what would you say quickly? Just wrap up and the way forward. What is your opinion in regards to UDP? The way forward.
UDP flag bearer selection or Kenya. Well,
just a quick way. You don't have to go through each of the processes, but just.
Madi Memfo, our idea is also a good idea. And some of the political parties, as kind of they will pick from there. Among the Cassidy, near process GB UDP menke this year, but for how many years? One man sort of more turning fair flag bearer sip. Nini o challenge Usain Dabo at a can easy right academic for Usain being the Secretary General and party leader of UDP
from inception.
Yes, more back killing in position process ni mentor pour ye win ji na me understand from Madla perspective because
but not only Madla perspective, because the process has been outlined. Yes. I'm sure you followed.
Yes,
and then you saw exactly not only Madi's perspective, from your own perspective, from what has been outlined and everything that transpired.
Very good. Jeto, abikwale ala prika Usain Boyende noji.
Ngo, yenyunika ala patio tafo. Yenyunika ala patio la. No, it's about your party. It's about your party. Not about our party. Yenyunika ala patio la process la. Not process. Talk to us about your party.
But no process.
No, I don't. So I don't process. I don't. It isn't process la.
No, London Daba.
Because I don't know process ke.
No, no process.
We are talking about people no process. You said you people are not respecting any process. You're not facing a process.
Walang kaya fa nang kole.
Nagamuto.
Say, wali. Okay, asa ni ba no. Because hindi ala nang kaya to foi. Akan do la process pa nyame ani nyimbe mo kiline. Silfo. As ison day man so wala mo kiline. Okay, nyinka process ali process nyame nat. Na ta political party or the aspirant e be ta sato bankoka e fa wa fi je na ta debate o tumo le safo comme the coalition 2016 yalla coalition 2016 party will be a delegates nat bili na ta candidate o lata e be la event yafo holo mbebe je after the nara voting process immediately but you don't man ko nyama ko anu ndefa nan so do man
bayo then you move on please
process man ka comment to nyala la process ni aji be afeata anu man so do no anu UDP in 2021 you do ali process ni ali improvement wala keje 2021 al ma ke o nyam
thank you waji
you understand ka jele fo but pour sama kam in 2031 because 2031 ko den gal ka buruna
waji
2031 ko de they are coming back again because so sama ga wa la process ni ali se fen ka fuje but 2026 oh, Kayo is no go area. 2021, Nalimina. I start from prepare again.
2031.
Because no go nyim process to. Any candidate, I get a more I get a nyame, mote kono. Even Ahmad Sane me alonko, some of the party members yalo. Only 2 votes. At a win, no when Hussein is there. Because party of more than Gambia young member UDP ama Hussein lo. But more than Banda young maybe 60% or 70% one man body long. One man body long. So anybody na man chance to sell himself.
Okay.
Yeah, we win no leba.
Oh, okay.
Puru sama kama 2031 nalimina. Allah candidate no need to apply. MCA apply. I said I alpha wa. Nali awa pani milita on sada. But now I call it. All 2031 uselu come.
Batal memasa. Batal memasa.
Baraka bake.
Uselu is coming 2031.
Album Yusla. No,
2031.
Only excuse album Yusla. Album ko ha president.
About 2031 they are coming.
Sanctions. You probably should be sanctioned now. Calm down.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I don't like. I won't say the word. Let's move on.
Thank you. No, thank you, Madi. Okay, you know what? People are abusing democracy. And which is a meaningless statement. You are not abusing democracy. But I didn't know that. Democracy cannot be abused. Exactly. I should have been a dictator and switching off their minds. Because you are speaking when you are not allowed to speak. When you are speaking when you are asked to not speak.
No, because
you are abusing it.
I cannot be in a platform. I allow people, to be just on my party. Pump.
On your platform you are doing. No, every day. This is what he's doing here. This is what he's doing here every day.
I said defend his party. I said you have right to speak. You have right to attack my party.
But I also have the same right.
I also have right to reply.
But you allow the other persons to speak also.
Exactly. And I don't think it's an attack. I think people are being critical, but I don't see any attack being done. Now, moving along, Madi, past Wednesday, a scandalous report came out from the Republic. Scandalous report. Pointing to no other than the people close to corridors of power, specifically Amadou Sane, the nephew of the president. In the millions and millions and millions. Now, I was having a conversation with somebody who was like, Bulwari, yeah, I'm gisoon Baba Job. Right? In such financial transactions and dealings and control and power in all aspects. Somebody even went and said, Senegal, Farbangom, with Macky Sall. So don't be surprised. This is the same. You have Amadou Sane doing that for Barrow. How concerning it is when you read that report, and it's no other person but somebody so close to the corridors of power, but the president's nephew involved in such dealing. Again, the woman don't follow from Kanyos. From Bukanyo Sute. Untol be Kanyo Sute la. Untol be nga nyolon na nyimbanko kono. Untol be metam nento tare. Nim di bodun ta fambe nyo Sute la. Be tosolole malala fo sondelo fo karasino bare mbe nyo Sute la. Bare to be nga nyolon ne, right? 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we all know each other in this country. We know what we own, what we have, what we did, what we did not do. But all of a sudden, you see people having those kind of transactions and dealings at this point. How concerning is you in terms of where we're heading to as a country?
So now for the money account.
I'll
mix up. But then, I may turn it wrong. For me, I'm Anjakali.
You're not surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. Because corruption, the central theme, kumealon kuwole sabatita, Gambia tamandiri nyato, Gambia masakunda, from 2017 to date. is corruption. Government ka balloon in corruption la and ka corruption le janjandi. Ole way bankuka. Muku dimago again sa fonga sinani fananko corruption mandate 2017. Corruption le keta tamandiri buloti since 1994. And corruption wale fana mutamandiri buloti since 1965. Katale drong kata nyame a corruption aka jamba wonyale aka fanu wonyale aka slodung wonyale aka bambang wonyale. And so nga fojang and many places ko Gambia government been lowering corruption leka. And the evidence of that is that near the budget GB, national budget, Ibajaloko, every ministry, department, agency, salaries, allowances, benefits, and incentives, whether travel lombang, warranted vehicles lombang, or lubricants, furniture, those kind of expenses, ikaje kudo bumba bekata world. All right. And I tell you this, I have an article Memem published these days. Visit any government office, all right, from Banjul to Basse, local government office, and yajibe the conditions the office conditions. No membije, official the environment man topoto, official kono, broken tables, broken toilets, filthy toilets, and at the same time you can menje masakunda dokula menke sula ajibe the judicial officers bill member National Assembly. So mobe be akata kan kaje la jo ila allowance la benefits instead we say the santo, but you go to the Supreme Court, you go to the courtroom okono ikaje ko nyin courtroom lampo famen bije lampo man abkafanu air conditioner TJ or air conditioner is broken. Fan TJ or fan clean or didn't be tamakan. Courtroom surround mel bije bare benches. Safo ko nyin pro falol la nyanta sila nyinka. Kan courtroom be kandere. Go to Basia High Court. Go to Brikama High Court. Any high court across this country. Go to any local government office. Go to quadrangle, ye conditional jibe in quadrangle. But nidunta inside the minister's office, the permanent secretary office, ika capital the man be foyare. Si frijo baji abe lora abe faring. Isi television abe santo. Air conditioner be blola. Moto me alon ko abe abe road abe fending. Isan so te mankela, isan so air conditioner be malawato wati. So public officers in this country ikamansa kunda tamandi wonyala na nafulo. And this is why the Auditor General ala ko kumayata ni report o jenyi Auditor General report o Melbourne ni gambe ding moment ni kanyi report o tayni karan no it is no no. So ni kumembe la riwonya because of that corruption public officers will foye mol sotom banta kan bankona naflo ka pisil pasar ka sunya, and the best way to do that is through the private sector individuals man who will connection sotom. Yeah, this is why 2018 I wrote an article about state capture. So you see in the office, your contract code that you understand, yadi mola. It's already for we take from omankela area tifam. Because silodoku, ina man silodoku. Ina man company sort of me bunglo. Ye bunglo doku dila, ye sila doku dila. Iko mano import, ina man money importation doku ke. So immediately 2017 to date, President Baronala government ye millionaire Jamal le wulinde nyim banko kan. Ila family members, ila friends, and businesses me alonko, wole marata bi government bankona naflo through contracts. And you can see the evidence of that. Ye silol meldada, ye bung mello pro loptano lombang or school lombang. I mean ye other services me alonko ye kedulato ite sila. So Nicolas therefore ning Republic la story to amante surprise friend nyemutaram bulolati me alonko a manifesta na Republic ten to ngejay yenyi ibe doku beto menete ni Auditor General kanyi ko bondile niku ba nyama petroleum saga jibe the Russian petroleum ani kaje ko ibukana hati coming any hamme strong ko mbitini ko mba kelela ajibe petroleum saga ya ko be furi ni nyame ha so but ni republic report member I challenge the IGP through a fraud squad to act on it. Yes, I challenge the governor of Central Bank and National Assembly to summon the governor of Central Bank because serious banking failures.
Failures, yeah.
Central Bank ye bulobula bake the safeguards men Central Bank yanta kala kaje ko kodo be tani nala nyaadi na bank nyol tema and clients ol tema ye wo standards nyol ye bulale. So the Central Bank should be summoned to answer to this. So I challenge the FIU.
The FIU, that's what I wanted to say.
Right?
What's the FIU doing?
The FIU, because nying ikaje ko tapale ya kita je melon ko money laundering aobe itandele. But above all, I hope the president, he is the president, to take responsibility. Yes, because there is clear conflict of interest jang minister ala cabinet kono ye fail sign melon ko anu member kono omu president found diwlet omu president found diwlet nyala melon ko ani luwal mantaño and so menketa labang neñi report beji be banko kasarata millionol and woman nyanna nyore la karala so there should be justice that and sumana I don't know Baro or I mean
Amadou
Baro Dimanya Barinding
Amadou Sane,
right? Yeah, and then others may involved.
Yeah,
company,
there's so many others.
Company police company investigate. That is what should no manke. But when men lenkana madrong, I meant Tonya Yandi. Wolom Baro atenatele ka Kuruya anin Tapalea anin Banko ka Banko Bonondi ka okay ala tamandiri blood. Melonko is a total violation of our oath of office and the constitution. Therefore, for me, I'm a legitimacy strong anymore to be president of this country because he has come to impose or inflict economic, crime on this country. So this Republic report, Parliament yanta atalale ye respond to it immediately.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a
and
matter
the
of
president
urgency.
should respond to it. A presidential commission of inquiry Lundi to a new bandi nyoto.
Thank you, man.
That's what he should do.
Thank you.
Otherwise,
Thank you,
favoritism the Tamandi.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the report is huge. A lot of revelations, a lot of people named, a lot of businesses. But MC, quickly, right? Because we need to wrap up. Time be jamu. You can see there is mention in the report the Japanese rice. Ñun ñep dañ daan remember time yaay jëm Japanese rice lu ci bari li ci upp dañ ko daan mege dañ ko daan jox aji néew doole gi dañ ko jox ñi nga xam ne mën na lañ seen bopp waaye naaw ñu gis ne the same aid mu ngi ñëw ñu am nuñ ko jaaralee di ko jaay ak yooyu noonu loolu yow naka nga gisee loolu noonu ak ñi koo def tamit lu tuuti rek lan nga am pour wax ci ñooyu noonu te nit ñaa ngi ko soxla.
jërëjëf nee na foog naa ne Gambia waxoon naa ko fi bàyyoo last time mu ne ko lii pour ñu génn si lii wax mënu koo génne. da ko mën a génne nag mooy ñu change système naka government système bi. change système bi nekkul ne xëy na xam nga soo xoolee Yaya Jammeh lañ génne. as a président. ba système bi change ut. soo bëggee yëpp répliquer fu ñu nga change système bi. système bi mooy da nga di entire government bi employé yi il faut nga xoolaat ko.
an overhaul
waaw but il faut soo nekkee soo xoolee Gambia 2016 bu Yaya Jammeh génn ba tey di seen système di seen kanam ñu doon ana Yaya ñu doon ron government ba tey ñooy ron government yi Jammeh ñooy ronaan government yi Barrow système change ut.
so it's the same playbook. The same playbook.
as far as soo bëggee am property naka système change fu mu jàng génne ñëpp. nga billu es boo soo demee tey si National Assembly bi ñu ne kan fa nekk ñoom ñooy doxal assembly bi ñoom ñoo ñu taxawoon fii dina ay gàmme si ne ñu système of emergency ñoom ñu nekk si assembly bi léegi. so tey nga xool cabinet bi ñen ñoo fa nekk si cabinet bi.
moom amul
soo demee si foreign affairs bi ñen ñoo fa nekk. yëpp si government soo bëggee nga am lu es si nguur soo xoolee tey Sénégal soo gisee léegi tax Sénégal léegi effectivement mu ngi def smooth li ni ngay mën a fay corruption système bi moo génn kenn du su fa dañ ko balem set wécc et puis soo xoolee cabinet ministre soo xoolee assemblée bi ñu fa nekk yëpp ñu ees leen
waaw
waaye right now soo xoolee Gambie li fi nekk yëpp mooy ñu xam ne ñoo taxawoon mais lii du fi am di xeex di def lu nekk te ñu doon faay pour système bi change ñoom léegi ñoo nekk si opposition bi ñu si ëppal so kon foog naa ne soo xoolee jëfandikoo boobu noonu ñun kay mu nekkee APRC am na dañ ko doon jaay sa wala lu ndaw lañ ko doon jaay
waaw it was really cheap
ndaw soo demee si kon boo dem ñu boo daa am na benn place fu mu nekkoon fu lañ ko doon jaayee pendant saako yi 150 la woon xam nga tuuti bëri toon sax so ku nekk da nga ko doon mën a dem di jënd donc lii la bii doo ko dee gis da nga ko dee dégg rek da nga koo dégg rek ne maalo bi ñëw na kenn xamul fan la nekk.
It's going out of the country, sir.
Because am na benn businessman moo contacté si lii ku def ko vidéo seen ma ko lu bàyyoo dégg la am na yoo xam ne tey kenn gisu ko si dégg bi fii so kon foog naa ne xam nga moo de gis nga lu ñuy coow mbiri corruption si nii audit report si Republican whatever lu ñuy wax nii yëpp baro daf koy ibbi tëjaat ko.
so yow daal li mën a solve lii nii yëpp mooy daal a change
rek. ok war na ko bàyyi mu ne ma non si ñëpp suñu taxawee nañ ko def nañ génnee.
baax na
ba ëllëg ñu dem si mbedd ba ëllëg lu ko mën a am rek pour askan.
kon askan bi dégg ngeen MC daal li lu ko mën a saafaraal daal ñu change ñu génnee leen.
waaw lu mu wax loolu la. ne ne système bi dina ko change. understand na but lu ma la wax mooy ne président bi the way he is growing if citizens yi suñ ko bàyyee noonu abe garaaw la de. so because because nim président o be loi banko loi aka banko loi tinya aka si mo buka kuno je mo buka fem fono je so abe hanyla ka banko na fulo sunya anu mo ta kuno je so na fulo sunya fana ko daga manam la be hanyla ka nyafi banko la carte fa yo kan mo ta kuno je because
bari mbara bari ndungo la kole fola min report men
fo kan da ko manu ni Japanese rice and ni report men findida let me tell you something but
the rice is the list of it. There are other huge millions, 300 and millions of whatever involved mentioned. Exactly.
And others. So MCA kuma kilim foye jang, you understand? It's the system.
Okay.
And
you align to that.
Because you see, actually, those who were with Jambe here, afonye biju, the key people melbe Jambe kang, afonye biju, mala mantara baro masa punga kono.
I mean, tell us. I can't remember those people.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Paboja, he was in America. When he was coming here, Jumala, welcome.
I don't know.
No, in the system. Maybe Kabaka Najam,
so Paboja
it's not system.
Paboja is not in the system.
No, okay, system.
I challenge you.
Okay, wait. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I call the 5-5. Joguba. It was part of Jambes from Kokoli.
Just say the name, right? Just say the name.
Joguba. Fabago Tomonjada.
2.
Sidi Njaka Fenjai.
3.
Huh? Amodo.
Akumu.
Momol Sabal.
4.
Momol Sabal Jamia Bay. You make him a commander.
No, but it's okay. No, Papa, you challenge him to name 5. So I don't want to name. No.
He made has a commando.
Wait. Okay, no, when it comes to your turn, you can say that. But just allow him to name. Then when it comes to your turn,
remove Momo Sabal.
No.
Momo Sabal, Padijumala commando.
Go ahead. 4. So the 5th one.
You said
one day our system will make it.
Hadum Gay. The Kiva protocol. The Kiva protocol.
You have 4
Okay,
now.
6. Yeah, no, 6.
I say Alaji said the Kiva protocol.
What of
6.
No, 4.
6.
Adam J is out of
I'm the one counting. I counted 6.
Alaji Cisse,
No, you don't remove Papa.
No.
You don't remove. Okay, Bayo, to wrap up your thing, you align with MC. The system needs to change, right? The system is the problem. Quickly, because time is gone. We need to wrap up. This news report. The new report.
Moses was at works during Jambe's time.
Bayo, we need to move quickly. The report, the Republic. Just give us your quick reaction, and then we move.
Just because of time, it's a confirmation of those that are still doubting that the presidency, at best, what he can do is this: to mismanage us, take us for a ride, and then do whatever that pleases him and his inner circle.
Yes.
Because otherwise, what we see happening and his people being named or relatives being named is not encouraging.
Okay.
Governance is for service to the people, not to give pursuits of contracts. But this is what I told Taliban and many people, and this is what I always say: if the government wants to deliberately, reduce the hardship economically and so on of the people of this country, they can do it.
Right.
But it can be done the right way.
Okay.
Amadu alone, for example, how many millions he benefited? How many other people could have benefited that and make their families move away from these poverty. How many people graduate from the university? Look, even if you are employing, look for those that are having their first graduate from university. Employ them to empower them. When you are employing this guy, Giari, the boss is there as director. All the kids are working everywhere. But the farmer who has managed to take a loan to educate the UTG student cannot even have a job. So this is what we are saying. Okay. Government has what it takes to make sure everybody has a comfortable living. But that has to be deliberate.
Okay.
Ahmad, what is his qualification for all these contracts he's getting and all these fixer man he is being? He's a fixer. Government has fixers. So he's just like that. So it's not encouraging.
Okay. Fafa, your report to Jele.
No, magic.
Okay. Abato.
Japanese rice. No, GGC.
Wait.
Japanese rice kana wole toya.
Unko.
GGC like a Japanese rice wa.
But GGC is on the whole.
No, GGC is on the government, not on
exactly. Okay, Fafa.
Be honest.
Fafa. Okay, iko Iman reporto reach follow. Imagine. Saying mba fo eko reporter botale investigative journalist the Republic, right? Iko President Baring Dingo abe involving in several businesses in the tunes of millions, right? Which are not legit.
According to the report.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Me, I don't believe that report.
Oh, you don't believe it?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, Fafa. Madi, we have come to the end of the program. What would you... Ibe sarala munela pour nga programme kumfa.
Well, I think is the issue I've constantly emphasized about the health and the strength of this republic, which cannot be guaranteed until we have sovereign citizens. As I always say, we don't have Gambians yet. We don't have a republic of the Gambia yet. We have a country, certainly, and we all hold a passport, a birth certificate. But in this country, we are all Madi and Nene, Amadou and Ablai, Fatu and Mary, Muslim and Christian, Mandinka and Wolof. All right. Borabang Kulning, Banjul. But we are not yet Gambians.
Right.
Yes. When I look at what is happening in the Gambia, we are not yet Gambians. And so, as we sit here, as we are like that, in our state also that is how they are. So that is why it is very easy for state officials to plunder this country. Since independence, they have hijacked the resources of this country for themselves. The job we give them to perform, they don't perform it or perform it well. And at the same time, they plunder the wealth of this country. In addition to what we pay them lawfully, they still take more for themselves. This is unfortunate reality. And then the rest of us, because again, nobody defends the Gambia, because we are not Gambians yet, we usually defend even those people who are destroying this country, who are among and out of us, that we have elected or appointed into public office. And this, is a matter that Gambians have to come to realize. Today, if we say something about about religion or about some culture, some tribe, you and I are most likely going to get up and fight that. Yes. If you do something about Abla, because my friend, you and I are going to defend that. But then when it is the Gambia that has been offended,
nobody cares.
Cheated, nobody cares, or very few people come, because the unconstitutional criminal sacking of the Auditor General should have seen Gambians from Basse join Gele Gele, from Farafenya, from Amdalai, from Katong,
all the way
from Banjul, all come down to the Auditor General's office to say he is not going to go.
Right.
But that and many instances, we abandon Gambia. But say something about the, Madi, you'll see people come and defend, friends of Madi. They come and defend Madi.
It's a betrayal.
Yeah. Say something about the Mandinka, and all the Mandinkas will go and defend. Say something about the Fulani, all the Fulanis will go and defend that. Say something about UDP, all UDP will go and defend that. Say something about NPP, they all go and defend it. All right? Say something about Islam, everyone will get up and go and defend that. Say something about Christianity, all the Christians will go and defend that. But offend the Gambia,
everybody sits
everybody
and chills.
stays back, and so on. So it's very pathetic. And after 60 years, because this country is not poor, and I urge today every Gambian, NAO.gm, NAO.gm, that is the website of the National Audit Office, and the publications are there. Take your time and open the audits. They have audited government, they have audited parastatals, they have audited, other departments, agencies,
several damning reports,
audited local government councils, and then you see the plunder, the disregard of financial procedures, processes, the disregard of standards, the disregard of everything. Millions and millions and billions of dollars being wasted, unexplained. You look at that, you realize this is not a poor country. We are just poor, we are impoverished. We are made poor by the people we have elected and appointed as public officials. If we still don't believe that, go around, as I said, public offices and look at the conditions that we have to deal with to go to public office to get service. Go and look for a passport and see whether the environment is good for you to come here. Go to the airport to see whether the conditions are good here for you to, as a passenger or a traveler, to pass through the airport. Go to the terminal at Banjul in Bara and look at it as a passenger whether this hall is a convenient place for me to sit. So our people are treated with indignity, with total disregard, and those officials are sitting there well equipped, well pampered by our wealth, and they leave public service, public institutions, public facilities dilapidated, run down. It's a shame. So for me, let us begin to be sovereign Gambians, yes, and rise above Mandinka, Fula, Jola, NPP, NRP, UDP, and all of those things, to realize, look, this Gambia, we have to defend this Gambia. This republic has to be defended.
We need to defend it, we need to defend
that's
it.
That's what I got to tell people.
Thank you so much, Madi. Thank you so much, Madi. Unfortunately, we have run out of time.
Because I understand 1970 or I don't know 1965 bound, Kebale Silomuta, Kabanko will come in Kabanko protect, Woliaka Kamale, but be Ndolu. ndeysaan.
Sad. Thank you very much, Madi. And that was a very powerful closing. And I guess the message really will sink. And I just hope that closing really will spark something in everybody that is watching, will spark something in the citizenry that are watching this program. It's, you know, not calling yourself a citizen or patriotic because you hold a Gambian passport or an identity card or a birth certificate that make you a Gambian. You are only a Gambian if at any point in time the need arises, you can get up and defend the sovereignty of this nation. It is only at that time that you can call yourself a Gambian, a patriotic one for that matter. All of you dañ koy wax ne rek lu waay bugga te dofuloo ca rek mbugeel boobu noonu des na. kon dama ne nañ leen jóg ñu aar li nga xam ne ñoo ko moom nañ leen aar li nga xam ne ñoo ko moom nañ leen aar li nga xam ne suñ bos la nañ suñ ko defut rek keneen du jógee feneen mu def ko te loolu mooy lan mooy Gambia Gambia la ñëpp bokka te ñëpp war a bokka ci xeegoo pour aar ko pour defar ko pour iir ko te bañ kenn ku ko yaaxa bu yaaxoo rek dafa yaaxu pour ñun ñëpp te dinañu indil tolof dinañu indil yaaxute kon duñ def dara rek di leen jaajëfal suma panélistes yi yëpp and you're coming next week Fafa be sure I'm telling you right here on air Fafa is coming next week until Talibo gets back so go tell your job that you have something else to do this is part of nation building Fafa di la jaajëfal rek kontanta sewota yela ko wobula inata jang pour nga banku kachake mbafula abaraka di jaajëfal ñi nga xam ne rek ñooy dooleel programme bii nii di njëkkee ci Kër Fayda ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi yëngu ci yëfi jaayam jënd kër ak sampa ñu xarañ ci lool ñu mun ko lool seen mbir leer seen yëf set kon képp koo xam ne yaa ngi ci Gambie bi fii nii nekkuloo ci Gambie bi fii nii sa loxo xat na mënuloo ko defal sa boppa jokkoo leen ak Kër Fayda seen nambay dinañ ko def si screen bi boo leen waxee ak ñoom rek lépp loo leen soxla ñoom dinañ waxtaan ak yéen ba gis ne defal nañ leen ko seen mbir dafa yombal lool amut at xat-xat amut ay méttit ñuy gërëm tamit APS mi nga xam ne ñoom it ñu ngi jàpp ci programme bi nii saa yu nekk di ñu dooleel pour ñu mun a ñëw indil leen programme bi si time bi ñu nekk nii ñu ngi am app bu ees buñ génnee app bi nag dañ ko jagleel pour ndaw yi ak ñëpp ñu nga xam ne day football lover ñëpp ñuy yëngu ci football di dem nawetaan di seetaan app bi boo ko downloadé time booy dem seetaani football danga cee dugga rek nga jënda sa ticket bi mu yomba lool mu easy ba bugga dee te du jënda rek de dafa am li nga xam ne nañ la ko wàññil ci ticket bi ngaa jënda noonu kon dama ne loolu neex na loolu yomba na loolu yanja na kon download leen APS app bi di leen fàttali rek ne tamit Kër Fatou Facebook bi stars yi mu ngi on please boo leen di seetaan may leen ñu rek ay star fiw you understand ku fi si mun a nekk sa faada bindal yoo nañu stars rek nga binda it for Fafa and Fafa beat MP Pinkol ñanta star jama senna ni man star sen next Friday ite na la jang be ban la nga donati yama sa ta alla groupe be ya fay ko Friday you know na stars ñanta na la di wax ñepp ñu ñuy sétane ne leen jërëjëf kon am contenté rek ne togaat ngeen jël sen temps pour sétane ñu lepp nak lo xamné wax bi rafetut ñu ngi jégalu lepp lo xamné nak rafet na jappalen ne du suñ mun du suñ xam-xam ci yalla la kon di leen wax jërë ngeen jëf di jaajëfal ñi nga xamné ñoo nekk ci gannaaw machine bi Charles Elvin Ngom Moustapha Mami Lamine ak suñ coordinateur bi Kassa nuyoo bi yëpp nag teg ko ci loxo France moo na daaloon na jël na nuyoo bi yëpp teg ko ci loxo Fatou mu séddale ñu ko waa studio
Madi ko fo de accountability na do start la partir founder même solo na France
the program will close now until we come your way again until we come your way again from the entire crew and panelists and of course to our guests we are saying bye to you Juma Mubarak and it's from your queen Nene Fredo Gomez.
Welcome to Kir Madam Sanya, Borom, Sweden. This is another Kir Finder masterpiece. Let me take you through it. The first thing that really blew my mind about this house is the crafted seating area just around the car garage. Amazing. And the door is soundproof and transparent. Alright, man, I can't wait to see the rest of it. And now we inside. Look at the living room and how spacious it is. CareFinder, y'all always outdoing yourself. And we now at the kitchen area, and you can see me doing my flexibilities. And the drawers are so spacious. And then they have a gas cooker. What else to see? Let's go. Now we in the guest room. Look at how big this guest room is. Super big and nicely decorated. And they have a guest bathroom as well. Man, I can't wait to see the master bedroom. Okay, here we go. We in the master bedroom. Look at how big and spacious this is. And look at how big and spacious the master bathroom is as well. CareFinder, man, you guys are always doing it right. And now let me take you outside a little bit. Let me check my swagger up in this. You can tell I'm killing it on the runway. So now let me take you at the back. They have a swimming pool. My God, look at how spacious this swimming pool is. I can't wait to really jump inside, to be honest. And they have a Bantaba sitting area as well. So you can just chill and have a good time with family and friends. And then they have swings for children or couples. This is the right spot. Trust me. And this house is just next to Care Madam Seka. Up your sleeves for our next gated community. What is this gated community gonna look like? Because CareFinder, they're always coming up with this special, amazing stuff that we don't even think about. So I really cannot wait for it. So in case you're interested, you can just call 417-2215 for more information. And disclaimer, this property is not for sale. Has an owner and not open for viewing. CareFinder is here for you.
Nyatimbo ntemu APS leti. Ndemu APS leti. APS Gambia lemu APS ti. Katun APS is 100% Gambian.
Bari nyatimbo ete kufuri mbala kentala di. Ke nyatimbo ntali taba futu wola. At least ya fonte ko APS min kullo balbiji. Imo fon fonya fon ka fonya ko ibina do ibodo ko APS jam fane mo fana fonya nyatimbo. Yo min fo enta sija. Ndanga moyro ko APS wallet isa kodo kino min tata fa wuli muan ime charge fenna wala nta sindija
ako nyatimbo nko ko kabo transuto katawula fa wuli muan ite fenne dola womu zero file bitun kabo wo 20,000 la kasele sal eke tamuna eke charge mun fa abuka fensi 1% da malam bati
wota yara gamen no be nyanta wula kana APS wallet le mobile ko ka kodo ki ibadi ngol
yajele ni APS kabrin nan credit koto bari men kum mayata bet wala fango kas pawat ni suto be during suto be dibining abetema biti kol sonda ila APS mobile lo sika ni asika don ya safe da men ko 24 ndi nawek ha ni oto je nyamen don tachi ama ni ama don abanta ila kas power isa hawasima ajibe free joriti je
wata mbade ngameno albe sito wulle fisiyata alna leta APS wallet yela lam baylo kon APS wallet nyaata doro bari koto nim fata do suko kon to
ni be fono le mol nyaala jam nim fata do suko kon ba fole
ba siti jembita ndori gi sajede katu sa APS 100% namundi
APS 100% Gambia 100%.